Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
Oh man, we are here. Before we get into today's episode where we will be overreacting to the season, I'm going to be giving my first 3 days awards. Yeah. Anthony Davis MVP. Are we here for it?
Yeah, we here for it. I think this year we all been waiting for right here.
All right. Be sure to leave a like on the episode. Subscribe to the channel. New season. Great content. We here. How we feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. You know, it's been a very eventful few days, just being able to watch basketball and watch it in its seriousness. Like, it's no longer preseason, and I'm always really excited for this time of the year because you just get to see new faces, new places. You get to see certain players take leaps and jumps, and like it's always fun to be at this part of the season.
I agree. I'm ready to talk basketball, though. I ain't here for the small talk.
The drop the mic really just coincides with what we're going to go to anyway. So honestly, we could just hop right into it. What team do y'all want to start with? There's so much stuff going on.
Wait, what's the drop the mic?
The drop the mic is not. It's not a time
You don't
to
have
drop the
one?
mic. No.
Okay.
No. It was honestly going to be like basically.
You said it coincided, so I thought it still
because
was.
it is what it is. So we can't go into drop the mic, but actually just doing what we going to talk about.
I'll give the Millsmans of the Week award.
Okay, there we
week.
go.
So
the proper thing next time is just say I don't have one.
Yeah.
Coincide and feels like
I'm excited to get into basketball, man. Leave me alone.
I'm just saying. I'm just
excited.
letting you know you still had us.
We
thinking
2-0.
it was one.
Y'all
Okay.
can't say the same.
I don't care.
I know.
I don't care.
Teams that's 2-0, they don't care either.
For the first week,
Well, I mean the other way around. The other way around. Teams that's not 2-0,
Who
they
have
not
more
gonna
wins
care.
at the end of the year?
We might. You ain't just hear him say we have MVP.
Who have more wins at the end of the year?
The Lakers.
How much money do you want to bet?
$20.
Stop talking to me. Okay. You cannot be that confident and say $20.
We overreacting. So yeah, I ain't.
Hey, today's episode really is about overreacting. I got some crazy stuff in my notes.
Yeah.
$20 is such a small bet.
For a guy that was so sure, right? $20? Come on, man.
That's
wipe
parlay
my
money.
ass with $20.
That's parlay money, right?
Let's go, Darrick. Millsmans of the week, because he ain't serious.
I think I'm gonna go with a two-way tie. It's been hard to really decide.
I don't like the way we started, man.
How we
Damn.
starting?
I'm trying to.
We cooking.
Like you
Let me
said,
cook.
this start of the season is the most exciting.
Yes.
I wanted you to come out and lay your foot down and not say it's no tie. I hate ties.
Fuck
You ever watch a
This-
boxing match and end up in a draw? You know how disappointing
that
it
is very
is?
disappointing.
Right, so come on.
Anthony Davis is the winner. For
My
this week.
guy.
It's
Could
kind
have
of hard
spilled
to
the
go
beans
against him.
earlier.
The
Wouldn't
other-
have been my pick, but okay.
I was really leaning towards LaMelo too. LaMelo has been.
What about Trae Young?
Trae Young? Yes, it's been so. Dyson Daniels was a guy that I considered.
Jordan Hawkins. Let's just
Yes.
throw out every name that's been great.
Onyeka Okongwu had a very good
Justin
debut as well.
Champagne.
Yes.
Julian Champagne.
It's been a lot of great performances this week, and I decided to go with Anthony.
I'm not
Davis.
mad at Anthony Davis at all. Anthony Davis deserved the love. He deserved the credit. This is what we've been asking for, right, Mike? Let's segue right into the Lakers.
We gotta give him his flowers. He's been tremendous. Obviously, we know he does it on the defensive end, but the consistency on the offensive end with 30-plus straight games, I think it's just what we needed. I seen some people talking about how like bronze numbers or whatever because they're not 25-plus whatever, but Anthony Davis has been taking the charge and being the hub of the offense, and I thought him and the Austin Reeves connection was amazing. And that was probably the reason that like we kind of just took over in that second half last night. I mean, the Lakers are playing the best basketball we have played in years since basically our championship run.
3 years ago, after y'all won the championship, it was like, all right, now it's time, Anthony. It's time for you to take the crown away from Bron. This is your team now. 2 years ago. All right, that last year didn't work out. This is the year. And then last year, it was supposed to be that year, but I think it's finally happening.
It is.
LeBron still can give you his moments. He got the crazy dunk in the first game when Bronny was on the court. That was pretty cool. Even yesterday, he was a playmaking maestro. But it is Anthony Davis's team finally through the first 2 games. And finally, Anthony Davis's team. LeBron can kind of chill out for a little bit, still be greatness, but don't need to give you the 27-7-7 for you to have a competent team. And that's amazing. Shout out to AD. Shout out to JJ Redick, because a lot of coaches talked a lot of shit this offseason about what they want to implement, and a lot of coaches ain't do that through the first week of the season. JJ said he will be the focal point of our offense, and he's averaging 35 points per game. That's real.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that they not always so stagnant. Like, they do a lot of actions where they doing screen to screeners, and it's giving LeBron a lot of options. And, like, when you're giving LeBron a lot of options and there's moving and fluidity, he's so damn smart. He's always going to make the right pass. Or he's just gonna beat this man one-on-one. Like he always has that option where if ain't shit going on, I'm still LeBron James and I could blow past whoever's in front of me. I think you saw that a lot last night where if Tyus Jones was on him, he just caught the ball and collapsed the defense and then made the right pass.
Bron is like, he has always got off by just being a superior athlete, high IQ, playing off instinct. This is one of the few times where he can do all of that while also having like 4 options at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can make a defender do this because he's Bron, but now it's the offense around him making the thing do it. And it's just like, oh, he's open there, but he's open there too. I have options. And it's been beautiful to watch.
I think
against 2 playoff teams too.
The most surprising thing to kind of like watch is that how we still haven't really shot the 3 ball at all. Like, well, I think in the second half we started to hit some, like D'Lo hit a few, Gabe Vincent hit one of the biggest ones to just give us the lead, but like
LeBron hit 2 coming out of half that really gave y'all that boost.
We're still not
when
as
y'all
strong.
needed it the most. I feel like Dalton Connect gave y'all 2 that y'all really was dying for.
Yeah, I seen people saying, and I can't say that I haven't been thinking about it, but like, man, just put Austin Reeves at point guard. Dalton Connect can start at the 2, or we'll find somebody else who can kind of mix in because D'Lo, it's only been 2 games, but he has not looked good at all.
But also, you don't want to mess up what you do.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Not maybe about the changing of the lineup, but I watched this team, and they've probably gotten the most eyes because they on the stages these first 2 games. And yeah, D'Angelo Russell, we all like D'Angelo Russell. He's the one thing with this team where it's like, and it's been 2 games, we overreacting, where I'm like, man, I wouldn't be mad at seeing something else.
I think the funniest play was, the commentators brought it up too, D'Angelo Russell caught the ball wide open and gave a quick pass to Jackson Hayes.
And he threw it right back like, why are you
Jackson
throwing
Hayes looked at him like, boy, if you don't shoot this ball. And
that's
when he hit his first
Rui
3.
shot that thing.
He hit the shot, and then Jackson Hayes.
I got to apologize to Rui. I was talking bad about him, but, man, he's been amazing these first 2 games. Another offensive, like, him and Austin Reeves have been trying to go for this glass, and I thought last game Rui did a really good job trying to fight on the offensive rebound, especially when it was just down in the game. You got to have those effort plays, and that's what just makes it so surprising because this is the same team we basically had last year, just different coaching, and you see a lot of different things, so it just kind of speaks volumes.
It's just kind of cool to see, okay, you won the championship in 2020, and after that, your identity as a team completely shifted away from a defensive-oriented team and the idea of getting more high-powered offense / superstar caliber players. And in that championship season, I made the tweet after opening night, but it still holds after the second game. The championship season, y'all were number 2 in offensive rebound rate in the entire association, killed the offensive glass, got extra possessions, and those extra possessions led to extra points. And in the first game of the season, y'all dominated the offensive glass, specifically in the first half. And that
Shout out to Austin Reeves, led the team.
To be the thing. Like, just taking pieces. Of course, it's a different roster from the championship run, but taking pieces from, oh, we did this very well. Let's put that back into our identity. Just it's good coaching, and shout out to the guys for buying in, because the dudes from the corners, a lot of the times, they're crashing. We trust the 3 people getting back, the shot taker, and then maybe the 2 dudes that's sitting at the wing. Those 2 guys, it was Max Christie a lot. It was Austin Reeves a lot in the first 2 games. Crash the glass, tap the ball, allow somebody else get an extra possession.
Yeah,
getting back in the NBA don't really mean shit anyway. Just to be quite honest with you, with a team like the Lakers, they quote unquote get back, and I still see the teams get the shots they want. That's one of the things I wanted to ask y'all. I'll wait later in the show to bring that up. I like the point that Darrick made though. I watched y'all, and I watched. Yesterday was my mom's birthday, so that was the least amount of basketball I watched. I was only able to watch my Knicks in the first half of y'all game. And so when I got home, I watched, obviously, the Hornets versus Hawks. And then I watched
game, by the way.
One
Beautiful
more game.
I hate that LaMelo fouled out with that much time left.
Bro, yeah.
Got to be smarter.
It was the right call. Yeah, it was the right call.
I was just watching all in NBA. I've watched at least every game, every team play one game.
So you did see Kobe White go crazy?
I didn't see that.
And Josh Giddey look kind of okay?
I saw the numbers of that game.
But I seen the crowd. I seen they went crazy when he hit a 3, and I'm like,
He was 2 for 2, baby.
Yeah, he
But
hit
I'm-
that dagger 3.
I'm
I don't
glad
want to be the player that hits a 3.
He said, "Giddy up!"
I'm glad that game happened because I was very critical after the first game.
It was nasty.
But we'll get to the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all look like the rest of the NBA of like just having an offense that has simplified things that you could just get to. And it does, like Darrick said, the biggest gripe I've had with the Lakers over the last few years is them being stagnant. There's so many times where LeBron will have the ball and it's just everybody watching. Anthony Davis get the ball at the elbow, and we just watching him. It's a lot of flow, and I watch a lot of these NBA teams, even the teams that ain't like the best. It's just a certain flow that's in the NBA, and it's kind of mind-blowing that y'all was kind of missing it because it's like such a copycat league, and there's so many things that can just be activated, and you see different activations for different teams when a ball just gets certain spots. Like a lot of teams is loading up on one side of the court. Once the ball has a reverse, the middle guy diving. It's like just certain things that I'm seeing y'all kind of do, and I'm enjoying watching it. And then like we talked about, Anthony Davis, I hope this is like it. I'm hoping this is not like a 2-game stretch or a hot streak because I really do like this version of the Lakers.
The way they were just giving him the ball in that second half, it was just kind of like, in my mind, I was like, this is the Anthony Davis that competes with Giannis. This is the Anthony Davis that competes with like the Joel Embiid, like the rest of the top players in the league. And just another thing I noticed too, that kind of like building off from last year, the first game, we had the lead in the fourth or whatever going into. We had a lead and we kept it, right? We were able to kind of like build off it and we didn't give it up. The second one, we were down 20. Usually Lakers games, we don't care about that game no more. They're kind of done fighting for it.
Yeah,
you can say they're done in the first half or the second half. We came back and won that game. So I think it's just two characteristics that aren't really Laker-like that you want to see on your team. And it's just proud, like it's proud to see.
That's why I love watching y'all, though. I told him in the first game, that's what happens. The Lakers come back and like the fake comeback that make it kind of interesting at the end, or they have that lead where they allow somebody to come back and it makes it interesting at the end. Hopefully, the next step to see, though, Mike, is to see y'all put the foot on somebody and keep it there to where y'all can just, there is no fake comeback, and LeBron can rest.
It's going to be a little bit easier once we get them threes to really start falling. That's where you really build that separation.
Because y'all generated good open looks,
we did.
too. It's just like two games they haven't failed.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I like also what I see from the Suns. I feel like this is a very winnable game for the Suns. They could have easily been 2-0. The way you feel about D'Angelo Russell is how I feel about Yusuf Nurkic. Yusuf Nurkic has certain stretches in this game where I felt like the Phoenix Suns were really getting into y'all and putting y'all away. And he just took it upon himself to just have turnover and then a turnover.
I'm a little bit more
concerned
concerned than you, P.
And
I'm a little bit more concerned with the Suns than you. I know they won game 1 against the Clippers, overtime game and everything.
That was a close game too.
But so first half, things were flowing perfectly in that Lakers game. Bud ball was in full effect. They were
the threes were
knocked
falling.
down.
The threes
knocked
were
down.
yeah.
And then eventually the threes stopped falling and they reverted to the team that we saw last season that were fucking terrible in the fourth quarter. And then they went small, which they did against the Clippers, and it worked out, right? Kevin Durant at the 5. This game, Kevin Durant at the 5. KD didn't put a body on nobody. He didn't jump on no glass. And part of the reason I was really locked into that point because I needed one more rebound, Kevin. He did eventually get it. But like when they went small, it was tough because anytime you have Tyus Jones on the court, you saw it in the James Harden performance.
They're going to hunt him.
They're going to hunt him. And now we're switching 1 through 5, and now he might be guarding a LeBron James for a possession. It's just a little bit scary. Their defense was top 10 last season. I thought some of that would translate over. So far through 2 games, that has not been the case. And
they also, late in that game, when they did go small, they gave up like 4 back-to-back offensive rebounds.
Yes, that possession was dreadful,
and it was like they couldn't get the damn ball. And it's like,
and when they did get it wasn't even a rebound; it was a steal.
Yeah,
it was like that's how close possession.
I think some of those things will get ironed out as a season. Well, hopefully for them. I just think that offensively they look so much better when they're rolling, and I think they're going to have those examples. This was a loss for them, luckily. So now you have 2 examples of how to play basketball. One way you won. The other way you lost. And they have, in a way, they have a lot and a little at the same time. And I say that because they have 2 rookies in their rotation. So there's a lot of bodies there. Grayson Allen also missed last night. He was a big factor in the Clippers game because of his shooting and spacing and certain stretches. But so far, I do love the fact that they have those 2 point guards. And it just makes me feel bad for Frank Vogel because he wanted a point guard. Yeah. Who knows how different Frank Vogel's tenure as a head coach for the Suns would look if he had point guards. Don't get me wrong. Budenholzer has a strategy that he is implementing in a identity he wants that is probably different from Frank Vogel. But you lose that because Frank Vogel is a defensive-minded coach that has you as a top 10 defense. So
I ain't gonna lie, watching that game, especially as we were like making our comeback, I was so glad they kept taking jumpers because I was like, If they not gonna fall and y'all gonna keep
Yeah.
taking them, we'll kind of live.
They still don't have any rim pressure. It's
Kevin-
really Bradley Beal, and he had a
Yeah.
really good at least start to
Yeah.
the game.
Kevin
Yeah,
Durant had
that's
like an and one. I think he
The
might have had
reverse?
2. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just like Kevin Durant really don't get to the
But
rim
he,
as much.
He also had like some tunnel vision late in that game too.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, nobody else doing nothing. I'm gonna try to go to the basket and do a
Yeah.
reverse, and this time I'm gonna airball it. It's like but I think they'll be fine. There's nobody that has more stock in the Suns this season than me, so I'm kind of watching them very closely compared to other teams. Here's another overreaction: the NBA has figured out Tyrese Haliburton.
Hell yeah. I don't think that's overreaction. What on a real, and that's our boy.
For sure.
But on some
We still
real
gotta do our
shit,
job, you know.
when was the last time we felt different?
January of 2024.
So I don't think it's overreaction. It ain't like you saying it's 2 games into the season.
Yeah.
This was something that we felt for a large portion of last season too. The playoffs, they had a nice little situation going there, but it didn't feel like Haliburton is carrying the Pacers.
I think a lot of it has to do with his approach to the start of these games, where in his mind, I create for others, then I get mine. Teams recognize that. So a few of the times they said he got 2 feet in the paint. It was like Pascal Siakam is in that corner, swing, and that's just not how you like. Even the greatest playmaking guards that we know, the reason why they're such great playmakers because they're themselves an offensive threat. I'm not worried about him shooting 0 for 7 from 3. He's a good 3-point shooter. It's when you have 8 attempts and 7 of them are threes, and the one that wasn't a 3 was a heave because you got the ball late in the shot clock. That's the problem. And he has never been a guy to take like an extreme burst. Like he's not, athletically gifted like a
Say the word.
Maxey or stuff like that.
Say the other word.
What other word?
What don't he? What's the other thing that he has never really possessed?
Oh, he doesn't have to tap
He's never
thing like
mad.
that. Yeah. But he has been able to make it work. And obviously, he was an All-NBA player last season. But teams are aware that he wants to be the best playmaker in the league. So sometimes it was drop coverage against him, and he would get past his Karl Anthony Towns defender, and he would have Mikal Bridges on his back end. So maybe that's why he didn't go up with the layup because Mikal Bridges has go gadget
What
arms.
about the Pistons game?
They
Ain't no
don't-
Mikal Bridges over there.
Luckily, at the game when the shot, so it was like But the thing that stood out the most to me,
The
and
game ceiling shot,
yes,
because they probably would have won without.
Caitlin Cooper. She's a writer. Specifically, she does a bunch of Indiana Pacers stuff. She
Shout
said an
out
article-
Caitlin Cooper.
She's did an article that she dropped this morning that I read when we were here early, and basically it was saying that he didn't match up Hunt at all in this game, and that's just different for Tyrese Haliburton. When they went against each other last year in the playoffs, they put Jalen Brunson in a ton of actions, made Jalen Brunson work, and they didn't do that at all with the starting lineup on the court. The only time they made Jalen Brunson work was when it was Benedict Mathurin in the court, and Benedict Mathurin didn't check into the third quarter until it was 3 minutes left. The game was already over at that point, so they didn't have
was over way
Nesmith.
before that, KB.
Yeah, for sure. But they didn't have Nesmith come up to set the screen, to put Jalen Brunson in the action. So he was really going at Mikal Bridges for the entire game, and it just made the offense, obviously, suck.
But I
Yeah.
think one of the benefits that can work for him, because I don't think overnight Tyrese Haliburton is going to develop a bag or develop burst. I think this is who he is, and they're going to have to readjust to figure out how to get his superpowers
You got to start watching current James Harden highlights.
back.
He get
No,
past people.
because then he would lose all his superpowers.
But hey, he gonna see that James Harden go get that Hunt though. He gonna find somebody.
Because
he can
James
get
Harden
past.
got a bag. Imagine Tyrese Haliburton hunting to do with James Harden. That would look crazy.
Yeah,
James Harden also has a great pick and roll threat. With him.
he is.
True.
He is.
No. Remember how you felt about him?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
know.
He
When?
anti-Zubac.
I didn't know until he told me in
I
the
thought
Discord.
You said just James
No, he's
Harden
talking about
himself.
Zoo.
I still feel the same way about Zoo.
That is crazy.
How? Did you not watch
Why
the
would-
first game of the season?
What was that one game gonna make me feel
But
indifferent
even
about him
before
for?
that, what you were saying about Zoo was
You
crazy.
said you would take Nick Richards, who
That's
I
an
think is
exaggeration at the point, but it's at the same time, it's like they're not doing much different. Nick Richards is a damn backup.
solid. Now you sound like my guy from your Discord. Them numbers ain't that far apart. That's my point. Nick Richards is a backup.
He
Zubac is
is.
not a backup.
If he was on my team, he'd be a backup.
You have fucking Anthony Davis.
He's crazy.
I'm talking about if I literally had a team and like I had 2 centers and I had an option. I'm not talking about Anthony Davis.
so
I-
just any option.
You had Zubac and Nick,
Probably-
Nick
and
Richards.
Jalen Smith. It's Zubac and Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith could poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stretched
Hey,
that
cut his mic for 5. He on timeout, bro. He can't say shit. No way. No way. No way, bro.
This is not the offseason no
This
more.
is not a hill you should die on. You should be like,
I'm not gonna die on this hill, but Zubac is still not like. I just don't like Zubac as a player. Like I'm not.
But you like Jalen Smith.
This is my
and
only thing.
Nick Richards.
No, I really don't like any of these.
It's okay to not like him, but I'm just saying.
Results are results.
Yeah, you have to respect what he does on the floor. You don't have to like anybody, but you do have to respect in the field of work that we do because
We
it's
gonna see who they play. Who the Clippers play again?
Nuggets.
We'll see. We'll see.
It ain't nothing to see. He's gonna do what he
Wait,
does.
but you just said. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No, stay on this.
So this one game is gonna change your mind?
No,
He's playing
no.
Jokic.
And I still
I
think
think the
he's
game
gonna
is
do what he
He's
does.
still gonna have a.
But you're right.
The
though. I get
game
what you're
against the
saying.
Suns, he should have been like they literally went small. Who the hell was guarding him?
He had
Royce
a,
He had a
O'Neal?
good
He had a
game
good
yesterday.
game.
He had a good game.
He did have a
was
good game.
arguably
That's
their
what I'm
second
saying.
best
Like
player.
as a big man, he should have
think that's
damn near
arguable.
had 15, 20
Huh?
points.
I don't think that's arguable. I think he for sure was their second best.
Didn't he
player.
have like?
He
16?
did. He did. He had
Yeah.
like 20 damn points.
So what are you saying? Our fault.
It's the same thing with somebody as a 7-footer and they have damn near Royce O'Neal guarding you. Shouldn't you be getting buckets?
It wasn't Gardner for the whole game.
It
Mike.
wasn't, but for the most part, they went small the second half, and he had big shots down the stretch, didn't he?
Who had big shots?
Zubac. Him and James Harden were running their pick and roll, and and he got to the rim and he finished over who? Royce O'Neal and whoever the hell was
you're
down there.
misremembering that game.
But,
Honestly,
but even if that, what's your point though?
That was a favorable
He was
matchup for him.
he
That's
was
a favorable
punishing
matchup
But
for any
this is-
center with
but
any
this is-
damn
But
skill.
that's what I'm saying though, Mike. Let's be realistic.
Right.
Zubac is first of all, outside of Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, and Jokic, no center is just getting the ball force fed to them. Number one.
100%.
Secondly, no center with James Harden is getting force fed.
100%.
And what they were doing worked for them. So I don't get your point. It wasn't like
he's also really good defensively. So I don't know what's the argument.
he didn't
against
have
paint- in the paint,
he didn't
he's pretty
have no
solid
small,
defensively.
even
That's his
outside of
role.
Royce.
That's his role.
He
To
didn't
be in the
have
paint.
no small guy on him and was throwing it out because, oh my gosh, I can't make a play like Rudy or
No,
some
he
shit.
wasn't doing no Rudy. I'm just like that game against the Suns, I expected. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm saying like he done what he should have done against a team that
That's
went small.
but
Also, on all side, for the people at home, we're not making it seem like Zoo is top 10 or even top 15
No, I
at his
just
position.
think
But he's a
that-
good basketball
Yeah.
player.
Mike talks about him like he's washed.
Yes, he's better than
I'm
Nick
not
Richards.
saying he's washed. I'm just saying he's
You said
not
that
as good.
you
From
said
the
he's-
original conversation he had,
You said he
thought
wasn't
he
a
was
top 20
underrated.
center.
You
Yes,
said he was
I
underrated.
think he is
And you
underrated.
said
I was
he wasn't
saying
a
I
top
don't really
20
think
center,
he's-
which I think makes him underrated if people are saying he's not a top 20 center. You
I
cannot
guess.
tell me 20 centers right now that you would take. Now, he's not damn sure not a top 10 center,
Not even close.
but 20, you're taking 20. You watched NBA basketball? You're taking
Yes.
20? Daniel Tice is starting for a team. You're taking him over Zoo?
No. But
that's
I,
the first time you said no, by the way, to anybody.
Confidently too.
Yeah.
Nick Richards, you're taking over him?
I don't like slow-footed centers.
Then you don't like any centers in the league outside
You
of
don't like
Derek
Jokic?
Lively.
You don't like Rudy Gobert?
Hey, that's your expression is our expression when you
Yeah.
were saying
Because
other
obviously
shit.
it's a damn fine line. Like that's what makes Jokic good is he could do that
I'm
shit.
glad he did that though. That's Twitter. That's how Twitter talks to you. You can be like, you could say exactly what you say. I'm not really a fan
Do
of
you like Al Horford?
slow-footed sitters, and it's like
I mean, he's
you don't
40
like
years
Jokic?
old.
Do you like Al
Yeah.
Horford?
Yeah, I love Al
I'm just
Horford.
going through what slow-footed center.
Porzingis,
Porzingis?
Vucevic?
Yeah,
Karl Anthony Towns' feet is slow and clumsy.
I love Carl.
I know.
All them centers I'm taking right over that man.
Well, we just named all-star centers. I would take.
That's
him
what I'm
over, too.
saying. There's a fine line
Zubac or
between.
Mitchell Robinson?
Is Mitchell Robinson healthy?
Yes.
I would take Mitchell
Sometimes.
Robinson.
What about Clint Capella?
I'm taking Clint Capella.
I'm not
Really?
taking
I'm
Clint
not
Capella.
taking.
I'm
Not-
taking
not
Clint
today.
Capella.
Not
Clint
today.
Capella doesn't even play.
Clint
I'm
Capella's
taking-
losing his job.
He's
as we
literally
speak.
losing his
Yes,
job.
he's literally
Bro,
losing his job.
Yeah, I know. This is the same dude that was supposed to take his job like 2-3 years ago.
He got
He's
injured.
finally getting to
He got
it now.
injured 2 years in a row.
He's gonna
And he's
do it.
And they still
23.
sharing the-
We done,
and they
bro.
still
We're
damn near
done.
sharing the
He's
minutes.
23 years old.
He's been playing significantly more minutes than Clint so far.
So we never had a conversation where we're gonna be like, this a year on Yucca's probably gonna
For
unlock
sure,
that spot.
but we also
We always had this conversation with Anthony Davis. We still just gave him
That's
10
what I'm
minutes.
saying. I'm going y'all acting like it's just no. He was this.
yes,
He's only 23.
Double O for sure is going to be starting
Right.
at least even
we knew
before
this.
All-Star
We knew
break.
this was gonna happen.
But his play has been like very good.
He just had a career game in his first game. He had 28 points.
Did you watch the 28
Yes.
points?
28
Yes,
Yeah, he was dominating.
Yes,
I
he was
know.
dominant.
I know.
So
But there wasn't about double O. It was about Clint Capella and Zubac.
I'm taking Zoo.
But why would
Zoo.
you take someone over Zubac, who's currently in the process of losing their job?
Who you think?
Would you take
to a better
Hey,
player.
this is a good one. Would you take Aiden or Zoo?
Zubac? Because Aiden has pissed me off.
I don't think
He been
Aiden's very
he
bad.
been boring, though.
Yeah, he's
He
not-
has been bored, but his ass also just, I don't know, bro. I don't know. He's also one of them centers that he don't got enough skill to where he is demanding the ball or doing all that, but he's not doing all the little things sometimes. Like, it's not an every game thing. I thought the first game was pretty solid. The second game, it was like a little bit mediocre for the second game.
Let's get back on track with the Haliburton conversation, though.
Yeah, I just think I think Haliburton. Like I was saying, I think one of the best things that the Pacers did do was go out and acquire Pascal Siakam. I think that can help and alleviate some things because before you had Siakam, they lived and died with Tyrese Haliburton setting the table, pushing the pace, and that was really their identity. I like the way that they look in these, not that second game. And that first game, I like the way that they looked when they were forced to have half-court offense, and I think it results in Pascal Siakam being able to be a shot maker, a shot taker, alleviating some pressure off of Tyrese Haliburton. But I still do look at the Pacers, and in my mind, there's a move to be made.
Definitely.
I keep saying it, but when you look at the amount of bodies that they have, the amount of talent, there's another move. Who it is, I don't know yet.
I've been trying to figure it out. I mean, it's too early to know who's going to be available, but like
I was telling
yeah.
myself Brandon Ingram, but then it's like, what do they have that the Pelicans would want?
And they also have to re-sign Miles Turner soon. So
I'll find a way to
That'll-
get that done.
I think that's why you do the trade before the offseason, so you
'Cause you
can
can
afford
retain
both.
your guy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do both.
So yeah, I don't know.
Their
but-
minutes have been interesting too. Neesmith hasn't played 20 minutes in either
Yeah,
of
he
the two games.
he starts and just.
Mhm.
But that's Benedict Mathurin being back.
Yeah, and he's looking good. 20 points last game.
Andrew
don't matter.
Nembhard.
They got
Yeah,
fucking blown
also-
out, but
The minutes could be a little skewed too, just because it was like a blowout in the second half. so-
starting backcourt in that Pacer game, 2 points.
yeah, I mean, I think Haliburton sometimes just be a little too passive.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for him to come out and like have these games where he set the tone and like he's aggressive from the jump because like he can score the ball.
Absolutely.
like,
For sure,
He is
yeah.
he actually is very capable. He has a nice mid range game. His 3-point shot has always been there. I know getting to the rim isn't always his forte, but like he can still sometimes put pressure on the rim. Like some non-athletic guards still can put pressure on the rim. Like he just has to figure it out. Even if it's just a little float game. Trae Young is one of the best finishers at the rim. And he ain't.
LaMelo this season has been pulling out that floater.
Yes, LaMelo.
Oh,
But I think
yeah.
that's
All
the thing
type
that
of
he
ways.
kind of missing is just the aggressiveness. 'cause
Yeah, if he
that's
get that
what
little
open-
floater, he's solid.
That's what
Trae Young
opens it
made
all up.
cold.
We see this though a lot with those type of guards. Remember, that was Lonzo's biggest thing. When Lonzo
Both
drives,
of the ball brothers.
98% of the time, Lonzo
passing.
Ball was passing that ball out. LaMelo did it a lot too, but never as much. Lonzo was like the worst I've ever seen. Lonzo turned the corner, and and then it got to the point where Lonzo was kicking it out very different than Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons is 6'10" and way bigger and stronger
Afraid
than
of
him.
the free throw line. That's what.
But yeah, it was very like teams started to not collapse, and he would still be like, "Oh shit, nobody collapsed."
I gotta shoot it.
Yeah, it's like, what the
so
hell?
far through 2 games, Tyrese Haliburton has attempted 8% of his shots at the rim. 8.
See, that's very concerning for
yeah,
a
especially
point guard.
for a team that plays basically like essentially 5 out in a type of way. Like you got to kind of get to that rim. Just-
Exactly, because Miles Turner be popping.
I
a lot.
think
His usage rate is
he
also
just needs one of
way
them
down,
games
too.
where that 3 falls too. I think a little bit.
Is it because of that first game? Pascal Siakam was doing a lot for them that very first game. I think he had like 9 assists.
Mhm.
Nembhard can control the ball too.
Yeah.
I think it could be a benefit for them going forward. They just have to figure it out. But I think it makes them less predictable and will be better for an half-court offense when it comes playoff time. I think that's just like the pace that they play with, the Pacers, which is dope. Pacers, you get it. You know, that went over your head. But no, that settles down a lot in the playoffs. In the Eastern Conference, you got some defensive teams that I think, you know, could do some damage. Outside of the Knicks, I think there are some teams that can get grimy defensively out there in the East. So we'll see. One of the teams.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What was you gonna
I was
say?
gonna ask who got another overreaction.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna come out and say it, and I felt this way before, so it ain't that new. I think when we started talking about like Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Paolo Banchero's name
Hey,
has to start going into that comp. Well, I won't say has to start, but I think be prepared for that name to be the next one to go in there.
I've been feeling that way too.
when you watched it, it was so funny.
I don't know. It's something about it that was like, y'all ever seen that TikTok? Dude's like, Mike Epps looking ass. And then his homie say, I'm mad too. That's what that felt like to me.
No, I was dead ass thinking about this yesterday.
I watched Paolo Banchero all summer. I came on here and was talking about watching him, Jalen Johnson, and Scotty Barnes. And
Two of those guys look good.
relax. One is undefeated.
1.5.
One is undefeated.
True. I got something about them later.
But I just think that when you talk about building a team and a guy being this young, there's just no way to stop him. That's just the way that I feel. And that Heat game was a prime example. I know last night they played against the Nets. They didn't have to really do too much there, and that was kind of Franz's game.
Ben Simmons was dominating.
Was he? Because I didn't get to watch the game.
Dominating is a stretch.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
He had the
good.
Paolo Banchero
Yeah.
assignment most of this game.
Was he doing
It's
his
like,
thing?
He was doing all right.
The one difference that I did see, I'm going to watch it later when we get done. I have to watch them. The Raptors won a game.
Don't watch that game.
Hey,
I'm telling you right now, don't watch that game.
Hey, I watched the second half.
The
of
reason
that.
I might have to watch it is because I did an hour video on everything that happened in the first few days, and I gave them 100 bars. When that first game against the Cleveland Cavaliers was like
bad.
the worst game I've seen in a very long time, and I cannot understand what they were doing defensively. You know how we play 2K? We'll play my team or we'll play against each other. You manipulate the CPU. I'm going to drive because I know his CPU is going to collapse and I can kick it out. That's what the Cavaliers did to them. Very elementary, where we're driving the basketball and we're only doing it to kick out to 3. And the Raptors kept saying, let's overhelp.
and then also when the Cavs switched to zone, it was like the Raptors just didn't know what the hell.
They did not.
They didn't know what the. They didn't know what to do.
And they took Scotty Barnes out, and they was like, "Hey, Ochai Agbaji, go crazy. Davion Mitchell, shoot them threes." Who else was playing? They had a guy I never heard of.
Yeah, they did.
At Battle on their
Jameson
team.
Battle.
I'm like, okay, I love me some basketball, but I've never heard of Battle. He apparently went to what, Ohio State or something?
Yeah, they say he's one of the greatest shooters. Something. I don't know.
Jakob Poeltl had one of the worst games I've seen from him.
I'm telling you not to watch the game because they set a record for most free throw attempts in a game.
Oh, that's
So
some bullshit.
Don't watch it. It's just I don't know. I didn't
I
watch
watched
it.
the first quarter
I didn't
here.
watch it either.
Davion Mitchell was hitting some threes and shit. I'm like, okay. But I did give them a little leeway because they didn't have R.J. Barrett. They didn't have Bruce Brown.
Now
They didn't have
it
Kelly
quickly
Olynyk.
now.
Yeah, quickly now.
But yeah, Paolo Banchero. I'm really speaking on that first game against the Miami Heat. I think this dude is one of the most handfuls players in the league because it's just you have to really pick your poison. And the Magic, Jamal Mosley, they're doing a thing where he's getting screens from guards like Jalen Suggs, like Anthony Black, like KCP, and now you got him being guarded by Tyler Hero or Terry Rozier. There was a couple times where in that Heat game I felt like they got to get a little better with it, picking the sides. And there was one time where KCP set him a screen, and KCP didn't really have anywhere to go. He couldn't flip out because they also do that a lot. And I love that they have Anthony Black playing a lot of minutes because he's real good at finding guys where they do like a little toss back for 3 on a real quick brush screen. But yeah, he was on the block with it. Hey, nobody on the Miami Heat wanted any smoke with him. He made Jimmy Butler look like a baby. Bam is the only guy who held his own, but he was scoring on Bam, but he wasn't punking Bam. He punked everybody.
Anytime he had anybody that was an inch shorter than him, 2 inches shorter than him, it was food.
Real
Yeah,
food.
And that's why I
think
think
that's
he
the rest of the league.
struggled last night. He just didn't shoot it very well because Ben Simmons is pretty much his
That
size.
first
that's
game,
the
he also
last
took
thing
8
he-
threes.
Yes, he did. 4 of 8.
And I think it's not even really like a percentage-wise I'm looking for. It's more so just the confidence to take him, especially if the defense is giving him that shot. But ultimately, it ain't many things I think Paolo can't do on a basketball
It's
floor.
not.
Yeah.
It's
Especially
not.
that playmaking is starting to evolve more and more.
And I think there's even times where he's rotated and he's in the paint as a center, and he does a hell of a job as a help defender and all that type of stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
we
just
saw Spo like that in the Olympics when Spo
it's
was
just
playing him
like
at the 5.
a player with his type of size and skill set is just dangerous in the league.
I think, and I think because he's such a mismatch problem, it allows them to have opportunities where, I think specifically against a Miami Heat team, because Bam is the best defender, Wendell Carter was able to really attack that glass because now who's boxing him out? Nikola Jovic? Nikola Jovic don't really want them problems down there and trying to bang and box out. And don't get me wrong, they caught the Miami Heat on a really tough day. That was the worst. Hopefully the worst game that the Miami Heat will have all around.
because
they should have been better. They were a team that I had I could have gave them 100 bars too, but
I did. In
it's
my,
just
my podcast.
when I was thinking of Paolo,
They got Hornets tonight.
I was just like, I feel like he doesn't get the respect that he deserves from like the media and like the NBA in general.
Oh,
As
we
being
had
a
that conversation.
as like a #1 overall pick.
For sure.
Like he's extremely talented, but I feel like he's kind of been thrown to the side because of Vic. But like I'm just like, Paolo's the better #1 overall pick so far. But like he's not getting the media coverage as like a Vic or even like Zion when Zion came in. Zion got all the. Is it just because he's not this freak of an athlete or like this generational 7'5" dude?
Well, yeah, I mean, the two examples you gave us, those dudes came in as like, oh shit, we ain't seen something like this before. And in theory, you've seen something like Paolo Banchero. I think he was like the first overall pick to not have a nationally televised game or some shit like that. Now, I think Zachary Reese should say only has, 1 or 2 or something like that. But I get what y'all are saying for sure.
I'm past that conversation. We talked about that in the offseason.
I didn't even know we talked about that. I didn't even remember.
Yeah, you don't remember? They was talking. They was trying to talk crazy on Twitter. This is not that long ago. Where I was coming here like, y'all see these conversations they trying to have about Paolo on
the 3 main talking points for negative
and the 8 turnovers
Paolo.
he had in that one game.
These are the things. He's inefficient, which is stupid as fuck if you actually watch the games. It was his own off numbers say that the Orlando Magic are better without him, which is stupid as fuck if you watch the games. And then his turnovers, which is, I think that's real criticism to say like, hey, you turn the ball over a lot. But he also he was in year 2 of his NBA career. Those guys
with
usually
no point
do.
guard.
And game number 1, all of that pretty much changed where he was plus 42 in that game. He was efficient as hell, and he has 0 turnovers. Like, there's not much you can really say. Like, he's in an elite class of like, in my mind, there are certain archetypes that translate very well to the postseason. It's big-ass playmaking guards, the Luka Doncic, so on and so forth, and he's these big mismatched nightmare wings, and he's that second one. And you saw it in the playoffs last season, and I think that you'll probably continuously see that as long as he's in the league.
I agree. That's why I came up here to say that's my overreaction. When you're talking about building a team, he's a guy that I would think about taking over some of these names over here because it's such a mismatch.
He still has not great spacing. Like, they still guard this team as if it was last year's team. Now, hopefully, they start to shoot people out of the way they load up on Paolo. But right now, spacing's still not good.
Yeah, I think they're almost 43s a game, which is in the top 10. And I think last year they were right above 30 at like 31, which was 29th. They should be 39 attempts per game. They shot like 40+ against the Miami Heat. They only took 30 last night.
50% though.
Franz shot the most at 6 last night. Paolo back to like 2.
Franz shot 6 the other night. Franz is shooting 50%.
He's making them too.
Great.
Yeah,
He's looking great.
It's looking like Franz shot might be back. That was one of my reactions, that if Franz shot is back, that's just going to open up so much stuff for the Magic that, like, yeah, it's 50%. I don't think he's going to shoot 50% for the season. But if he could shoot 38 to 40%, oh, man, that's GG's.
And we haven't had like it still seems like KCP is getting jailed.
Right, yeah, KCP is still. So if they can have 2 40% shooters in that starting lineup with Paolo still being Paolo, that team is
Jalen Suggs too, 39%
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
39,
Hope that
yeah.
translates.
We also got to get some more of a sample size of Paolo because we don't know his approach yet. He took 8 for one game. He took 2 last night. I'm going to guess it would be somewhere in the middle. I don't know what he shot last year per game. But if it's any jump, that would be really good for them. I really also like Anthony Black coming off the bench.
That was one of my overreactions as well.
He's a really great piece for them to come off the bench. I think he gives them something. I don't know the stat behind it, but when I've watched them play, he likes to play with space. I mean, with pace. That's always been Anthony Black since high school, Arkansas. Now he kind of speeds them up. I don't think we're ever going to see the Orlando Magic just being this 7 seconds or less, but he gives them some tempo.
Yeah.
And again, his size and versatility, he can play with a Jalen Suggs, he can play with a Cole Anthony, he can be the lead point guard, and he's a really good. When you talk about like the term connecting piece, he is like an embodiment of that because he got offensive rebounds, he had corner threes. In a couple of years, we might see him playing kind of like a Dyson Daniels role, maybe, or maybe even more of a point guard because Dyson Daniels is going to, kind of play next to Trae Young. But
my favorite thing is that he's just a quick decision maker. Like, that's what you need in the connector. That's why, like, Nembhard is pretty solid, too. Was like, I know what I'm going to do when I get this ball. I don't have to sit here for 7 seconds and see exactly what's happening. It's like, I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to get the ball. I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to put it on the floor. I'm going to take the shot, yada, yada, yada. There was a time in yesterday's game, or maybe that was the first game of the season. I don't know. It was the second game, where he got the ball with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and it was like our offenses fell apart, and he didn't panic at all. He made one move, got to the rim, and finished high off the glass. I'm like, that's beautiful basketball.
Those are my favorite type of players, are the quick decision makers. Like
Stephon Castle with the Spurs, we'll be talking about that.
I was just about to say, that's my next team I want to bring up is the Spurs and how they kind of played. Who I can't remember.
The Mavericks.
They played the Mavericks. Yeah, they played the Mavericks, and I thought the Spurs came out and they played really well, especially for the first couple
very
quarters.
disappointed in the Spurs.
I was disappointed in Wemby.
I was just
specifically.
disappointed in
Boom.
Vic.
There
That's
we
who
go.
I was mostly because it felt like if Vic would have had a regular Vic game,
win the game.
this is a winnable game.
Easily.
Harrison Barnes came out hot.
Yeah,
He
like,
pissed me
out
off,
there.
though. He
Why?
had 14 first half points. Then it went to like 20 for the odds. So I'm like, he going to get that 20. That's nothing. We ended with 17. 3 points the second half. But he did come out really, really well. They had no Devin Vassell either.
Yeah, I know. And Julian Champagny, the way he was hooping, you couldn't even kind of forgot about Devin
My
Vassell
other
the way he
sleeper
was
was him
hooping.
and them hard.
And so
They got to give me a job, man. They got to give me a
the
job.
way the ball was moving, and they just had a different type of offense where it feels like everybody was contributing and everything like that. They were just missing their guy Vic, and I think that's a positive thing because obviously players are going to come in a little bit rushy at the start of the season. You're going to have to work into shape and everything like that. But if the team's already ready to go, and you're just kind of like Vic is probably the last thing you're worried about when it comes to this.
I'm
team.
worried.
Yeah, I'm worried because he took almost 10 threes.
I think you can kind of see it when a player's like
Tired?
tired
Yes.
and a little bit out of shape versus
I
like
put
they
it on
just look
Twitter, like,
off.
is it me or does he look extreme?
His
He
first
looked
stint
hot.
was bad.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
really was bad.
there was times where it was Chris Paul was literally getting more rebounds than him because he was just kind of standing by the rim,
Don't get
and
me
Chris
started
Paul
on
would chase it down.
Don't get me started on rebounds. I don't want to have another rebound talk, but
the dude hit yesterday for you. The Brook Lopez?
but
Yeah,
it
that
didn't
was-
matter because somebody else didn't.
I seen
okay.
Zach Edey rebounds was like at that same one.
hit it.
He
Yeah.
hit it.
He
Though.
hit it.
I was thinking,
And
like,
I'm mad at myself because I asked myself, I should just probably take this by itself.
Y'all better start telling me, man. I didn't make
I
a
was-
lot of money.
I was
going
gonna tell you, it was
Was it yesterday? Jabari Smith Jr. 6.5 rebounds. He ended with
hit
10.
that. Cleared it, and
I
then
seen
Edey,
that
right?
too, and I was like, that looks low as hell.
I
Because in the
was gonna
first
take
game,
that.
he didn't rebound.
I don't know
Yeah.
why I didn't take it. Don't ask me why. But I told myself, oh, tell that one. But anyway, I'm not concerned with the future of Vic. He's effing 7'5", mobile, agile, skilled. So I don't want people to. But I am a little concerned because in the start of a new year in season 2, where we was expecting this big jump. Remember, I was the one on here saying, man, his next year he's gonna be in year 3. He's gonna skip phases very fast. I've never been a person that was as like everybody else. I don't think Vic was gonna be an MVP candidate this year. Vic probably wouldn't have been a 93 overall on my 2K rate and anything. I think it's been a little aggressively pushed that Vic, but I get it. I was just disappointed to see certain things still be an issue. I agree with Darrick. I think Vic being able to shoot is something I would refer to as a cherry on top, but it shouldn't be the mainstay.
I agree.
And when you have a game where you're shooting 4-14, 4-15, in my mind, for anybody that is a big guy, you should get, for any player, but damn sure for a big guy, my logic is always, if I can't get one, I'm going to get an easy one. And it feels like the opposite was going on in that game where he couldn't get easy shit, and he was going further and further and further. Derek Lively ain't a punk down here, so instead of me getting aggressive, I need to step out. He's going to have to get stronger. He's going to have to get aggressive, and he's going to have to get more physical. I don't care about a thin frame. The reason I don't care about a thin frame, you know why?
Why?
Because I see Chet. Chet is thin too.
Oh,
Chet will drag. And I said that in the offseason when I went back and watched his isolation. Chet will drag a motherfucker to the rim.
He'll put that little thin ass shoulder into your
And
chest
to
and
use-
yam on you.
Vic has to get there. We're only one game in for them. He by game 50, by game 10, he may start doing it.
I don't think you said one thing wrong so far because the whole game I'm like, Vic, the best move I seen you do is that little up and under where Derek Lively couldn't do a damn thing because you're 7'4" and you're at the
7'4".
rim.
And I was super disappointed because I thought, like y'all have said when we first talked about the Spurs, everybody came to do their part. Chris Paul had them organized, as we've seen since the Vic era. Jeremy Sohan really surprised me.
Hey, that's a candidate for an MIP. He's not gonna probably get it, but he had a
He
hell of a game.
overreacted, so overreact.
MIP type of year for Jeremy Sohan.
He was
playing his
everywhere.
number one spot.
He was all over FanDuel, and I was like, I'm good.
His PRA was like 19.5. I'm like, that's kind of high, bro. He probably had that shit damn near in the first half.
He was working.
He was everywhere.
He was working. Julian Champagny, my boy, was knocking down shots. Harrison Barnes was being a pro.
Mm-hmm.
There was somebody else. Stephon Castle came off the bench. It's one more person I'm forgetting that came off the bench and did something positive for them. And I was like, okay, the Mavs were starting off slow. Both teams started off rusty. But yeah, I was very disappointed. Yeah, except Klay Thompson.
Luka Doncic just shaved off the rust halfway. He just mid-game shaving off rust.
And then he played in the fourth quarter when they were up just so he could get in shape. Like, the game was over. It's like, let's keep him out there.
I for real, before they had said that on the little broadcast or whatever, because they was like, Jason Kidd, he leaving Luka in so he can get some more cardio. I was like, he leaving him in so he can get that triple-double. He like 2 assists away.
Derek Lively, though. Derek Lively is the real deal. I like this Mavericks team. I like their depth. Luka, Kyrie, Klay.
How Klay got his shots generated was perfect, man.
Perfect. Because naturally the defense is going to send 2 bodies at
exactly.
Luka. And sometimes they were sending that second body off of fucking Klay Thompson.
It's a shooter's dream.
Which is like the best shooter, the second or third, like however we want to rank him, shooter of all time. Like, and he's just wide open.
He like 4.
So if you're a shooter on the market, you should just go to the Mavs, right? He had threes. I think it's a shooter's dream to get a pass and to 1-2 into your shot.
Yeah,
he had though. I'm like, oh my gosh, are we serious?
Yeah, the people that were confused about Klay Thompson's fit, I never understood it because they have an actual NBA coach. They were gonna put a top 5 greatest shooter of all time in the corner like he's Derrick Jones Jr. Like he was involved in the actions, popping on, he's flaring on screens. And again, Luka Doncic is so much of a threat. It's like, I guess we'll give Klay Thompson a shot. And it's like knockdown.
I like the fact that he had like 2-3 steals in this game too.
Yeah, he said coming into this, people were going to be surprised how good he is defensively. That was something he was going to take pride. That was something he was going to take pride in because I did question a little bit with him playing the 3. Like I didn't know how well he was gonna fit in at that situation, but he's been doing pretty good.
AP, the worst thing about this game, Luka haircut.
Yeah, me and Reese is it. Was you
a
in
few
there?
people had bad
I don't know, but it was just it was
so
weak.
Mohawk-y,
it was
like,
weak as hell. It makes him look weak a little bit.
It's
too black.
It's the 2015 haircut.
He too black to have a haircut like that.
Him and Modest had some.
Yeah, Modest was bad.
Oh man, I'm mad that I said that publicly too.
But he did score.
Against the Bucks?
First bucket against the Bucks. All right, wait. Before we get into our next overreaction, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
I got one. Again, when I said overreactions, I'm overreacting. You feel me?
Don't overreact too much, or we'll put your ass in the headlock up here.
The Bucks defense is not going to hold up.
Oh, well, KB, that was something that was last year. Like, I mean.
Time out. No, go to a different one. Because you said, I'm up here to overreact. They ass.
I wouldn't expect them.
No, because they changed the system. That's why it's overreaction. They're doing things differently.
They
than
do have
did
better
last
players,
season.
too. Gary Trent is an upgrade over Malik Beasley.
And I'm watching them through the first game. Didn't matter. Not that it didn't matter, but it's against the 76ers without 2 of their 3 best players. And they won that game. Damian Lillard absolutely dominant. Even in this game against the Bulls, Damian Lillard great. Giannis dominant. And yet they gave up so many open threes that it was like, again, the Bulls don't necessarily have a ton of great 3-point shooters, but damn it, if there's nobody within 6 feet, most NBA players is going to make that shot.
Yeah.
So it was like Patrick Williams had his best game of the season. Shout out to Patrick Williams. But I'm just watching it. And I'm, of course, a fan of the Bulls, but I'm more like, okay, this Bucks team is a team that I put on the tier of a team that can win a championship. And again, we're talking about game number 2 and we're overreacting. I'm watching it like, damn, the other teams I have in this tier are not defending like this. And their offense isn't overly powerly, like great, where it can sustain having an awful defense at the same time. So I'm like, I was right here. I watched the first quarter. That man Torian Prince launched and jumped at Josh Giddey in the corner. What are we doing? Well,
at that point, you got a KYP.
Yeah.
Know your personnel for sure.
Now he shot 50% from 3 100% from 3 last game. He is a shooter.
I like to think that's gonna go down.
The best thing the Bulls did was cut his minutes. 25 is where he needed to be. I did not like the first game against the Pelicans. Kobe White needs to be able to have a basketball. There's no way he has the season he has last year. And we come in and we say, Josh Giddey, you got the rock, and then Zach, you gonna have the rock. and we just let Kobe White just float around on catch. He need to have the basketball.
Yeah.
He can catch and shoot. That is a part of his game and a part of what makes him a really good basketball
But that's
player.
the cherry on top.
But yeah, he need to be able to also have the basketball. But yeah, the Bucks. I got to give us some more games. We definitely got to at least see Chris Middleton come back. Who knows when that's going to be though? So it's hard to say that. And yeah, I get what you mean with the 76ers game. It's hard to evaluate as the full way when you're missing Paul George
76
and
have
Embiid.
one offensive threat on their team right now. That's it.
Buddy to take 31 shots.
Yeah.
You think he can play?
Huh?
You think he
No.
can play? So yeah,
he might be complaining a little bit to PG and Joel, tell him to hurry their ass up.
I bet he not.
I got an overreaction.
I want to hear what you got any thoughts on the Bucks? Damian Lillard's been coming out,
No,
shooting
I
the ball
thought-
really well.
I thought these first 2 games
Could have
was
get some more screens from Giannis, but he's getting a lot of screens elsewhere, and it's working.
This is, I mean, he looks very comfortable. Like, he looks like Damian Lillard that we've accustomed to seeing. So I'm excited for it. Maybe this is a good thing for the Bucks to see that he has it going this early. And he looks like he's very comfortable playing with Giannis now. Like, they look like they actually fit in
Threw him a lob.
Yeah. So, like, I'm excited for it, but defensively, it's always been a question mark for me.
Yeah.
I know Gary Trent was an upgrade, but Gary Trent, I don't know if he's still hanging his hat like he did in Portland. Like, that kind of what made him intriguing to other teams was that he's this 6'6" guard or wing, wherever you want to put him, who can catch and shoot. I don't even think he's 6'6". I think he just
he's
looks
6'5".
like it.
He's
like
6'5".
6'5".
But like, yeah, he had that playoff series where he was defending Harden and he looked good
Yes.
at it. He was looking like, no, he didn't stop Harden, but it was like, oh shit, he holding his own. He trying to keep up with him, but I haven't really seen that from him since then.
He was doing a damn good job on Maxey, but again, they didn't have Embiid and Paul
Yeah,
George.
so-
Maxey still made shots. Well, no, he actually held Maxey. There was a stat out there.
And I also think
I forget
when
it, though.
Damian Lillard's not a great defender either. So like,
Whoa, yeah.
you're always gonna have that handicap on the defense.
I
think offensively they have enough, but defensively, it's always gonna be a question mark for me.
Yeah, it will be. I do like the additions, though. I really do like Gary Trent, Taurean Prince, and I like DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright in that first game had a play where Giannis was, like, coming up for the ball, like, in transition. He told him, like, no. And he went to post up, and he got a – it's like, you need guys
DeLon
like
Wright
that.
also got – I'm pretty sure he the one that got that steal that ended up where he sealed Vooch, and he passed it to Giannis trailing. And then Giannis yammed on Vooch.
That was DeLon Wright.
Yeah. That was nasty.
Yeah,
Shout out
they
to Vooch, real NBA player again all of a sudden. He's shooting 50% from the field, 50% from 3 right now.
Don't worry.
I love
Couple
your
weeks
up
and
and-
that,
I love
that
your
attitude
up and
gonna
down
change.
I feel that.
relationship with Vooch.
Yeah.
It's either like, oh no, Vooch is doing his thing on like, get his ass off the team.
Yeah. Charles Lee will get at least a few Coach of the Year votes. They're not going to be good enough for him to win the goddamn award because you at least got to be like a real playoff team. But he has changed what's going on. Like yesterday, they ended up losing. It was LaMelo and Scrubs at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Without Brandon Miller, without Mark Williams, without
Chill. Trey Man is not a scrub.
I'm sorry.
Shout out
He
to
played
Trae
like
Man,
one
though.
yesterday. How about that?
Trey Man, both of
He
these
had a
games.
nice game.
Yeah.
He had 2 threes.
In the first game, he was really good too.
No,
know
the first
who-
game he was amazing.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know who I've been impressed with? Don't know how sustainable this is. I like the Grant Williams
Yeah,
minutes.
no, Grant Williams. Grant Williams is the
Williams-
reason why they won that first
For
game.
sure, absolutely.
He was hitting big.
Yes.
He was,
but
I was
outside
like,
of the
damn.
shots, too, he gives them some physicality.
Oh,
Yeah.
He can
you don't remember
switch.
second half of the season?
And he has the passing. But that was that.
They went on a little run.
That
when he
was
got
that.
traded.
I just got traded.
Yeah.
John. They was all motivated. It was him,
You know.
Seth, and Misic.
Yep.
And it was like we finna show them some shit.
I think
Yeah.
Ime even came to the point and said like Grant Williams hitting the threes where you kind of just live with it.
You know, he looks good as a small ball 5 when they need him to. That's how they closed out the first game of the season. He had a couple big threes, big free throws too
Yeah.
at the end of the game. So Grant Williams, again, real NBA player. He
I
just,
wonder how they're going
Luka
to
just don't
continue
like
to
him.
close that way when Mark Williams is healthy.
And he's wearing Luka threes.
Yeah. Instead of running the Tatums, which I thought he would run some Tatums because that's his boy. But maybe Tatum didn't like him either. I don't know.
Another conversation though. Another guy. That be their problem. They be so thirsty to find some shit and to try to cling on to something. But you know what you end up doing when we from? You be having to stand on that shit. So I got guys, right?
Yeah.
You know I got guys.
Yeah.
So when I be seeing people talk out of their neck, I be like, okay, cool. I might argue with it for a little bit. Now y'all got to stand on the shit y'all said about LaMelo Ball. And it was beyond injuries. Now, when people say things about the injuries, I can accept that.
Right.
But y'all was talking about how he played.
Yeah.
But now y'all on the timeline say, man, he's good. Oh, man, did we forget? No, y'all forgot.
They did.
Y'all did the same thing with Paolo. I saw y'all try. And then my other guy,
Trae Man?
MVP qualities.
Trae Young.
Oh, Trae
Oh,
Young.
you talking about
MVP
Trae
qualities.
Young?
MVP qualities.
Trae Young had me
They tried-
dancing in my house
They trying to
yesterday.
dismiss my point.
Trae Young had me dancing in my house
MVP
yesterday.
quality. Stop fucking playing with Trae Young name. I'm not going to say it again. Now, I'm not like my guy, Rashad Phillips. He thinks Trae Young is the best point guard in the league.
Oh,
I don't know
wait,
about
is
that.
Luka point guard to him? Because, you know, some people say that
He
certain
also,
players
Rashad
not-
Phillips also has the position dictionary that he created on his own.
That
So,
sounds too complicated for
I
me.
don't know where he places Luka in that.
Luka's a point guard.
But, yes, to us, he's a point guard. But Trae Young, MVP qualities, one of the top point guards in the league, never understood certain conversations because the other guys is a guy that I rock with. I ain't going to go too far in it. But Trae Young is the second best point guard in the East.
This season, he's the best. He's
Well,
second
yeah.
in my MVP through the first 4
My-
days of the
hey,
season.
Give me some doubt, boy.
Some of them shots
That's
he
my
was taking.
cousin.
Some of them shots, I'm like, he probably wouldn't have taken that if DeJounte's on the court because he want to get DeJounte involved. But this is Trae Young team.
This is peak
Yeah.
Trae
he
Young.
said, I don't care if I just brought it up. I'll take a step back three and I'll hit it in
Trae
your
Young
eye.
peak. But he ain't doing that as much. He did it a lot in the second game.
The
That
logo
first game,
three? Come
Yeah,
on
yeah.
now.
The second game, he was logoing it
Bro,
out.
him and Onyeka's connection on that lob is so nasty. It's
As
yeah,
soon
it's
as
beautiful.
Onyeka get that first string of hair behind the defense, it's up.
It's up. It's up.
How
And
does he-
Onyeka just go get it every
But how he do it so fast from so far?
I don't
Because it'd be
know.
like,
Is he still do the little jumpy jumps after he throw the lob? He just
Gallop.
reacting, waiting. But no, Trae Young's number 2 on the MVP for the first 4 days.
Nah,
of
man.
the
I
year.
think the vibes in Atlanta
but I
are
think it's going to
great.
stay that way.
I don't.
No, let me take a step back.
I mean, Trae Young is still going to be great. Don't get me
I
wrong.
don't think he's going to be second in MVP, but I think he's going to be a guy that will have that, like, he's having an MVP season. He's not going to win it, but I think this is the exact type of team, this is the exact type of success you wanted to see early on. And I came in and I said it before the season started. We had an episode like 2 episodes ago where it's like, if they don't do what they have to do, some pressure's on the Hawks because he's going to be a guy to be like, man, y'all got to get me up out of here. We got to start doing something. But in actuality, this is probably exactly what he need. Stay with this group. This group and him should continue to grow. This looks like Quinn Snyder a little bit from Utah, where everything is kind of space. Trae Young can operate. They're getting threes.
Dyson Daniels hitting 3-pointers through the
Hey,
first.
Man.
yeah, Dyson Daniels has been phenomenal.
I
I was so excited to see him on this team.
And I love what they doing with Zachary, where it's like he don't have to start.
Yeah.
His minutes will increase as the season goes. They're not putting too much on his plate. He's making some shots and some cuts and having some defense. He had like a little block on LaMelo. I like that. Don't put too much on his plate because
Ease
it's just
him
not
into it,
necessary. Yeah, he'll grow into the game. They didn't have Bogey last night, but
Bro, I didn't even check the stats of this game. I was like, DeAndre Hunter quiet. Like,
yeah, yes,
he had 24?
yes.
I did not know he had 24. I'm like, he hooping, but I
Yeah,
didn't know
he
he
was
had all
hooping.
that.
And
I know
Jalen
he's-
Johnson hasn't even like
Hasn't
had
done
his,
anything,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So, we can expect that too. And there's somebody else, man. It's somebody else that I'm just blanking on right now with the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, Vic
but-
Krejci.
No, it ain't Vic Krejci.
Ah.
But he had a very good pass in that first game.
Yeah.
Um,
Good player, Vic Krejci.
I really enjoyed this team. This is the less is more theory.
Was it Garrison Matthews?
Gary Bird.
It might have been Garrison because he had a 3 yesterday.
The only 4 people came off the bench yesterday. It was Oneka, Garrison, Krejci, and Zachary.
I can't wait. Never mind. We're all high. Never mind.
No, talk
That-
about it.
It was the Nets, and then the Hornets.
Yeah.
Without a lot.
But
of
that's
players.
what you're supposed to do.
No, for sure. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not taking.
When
that
you're
away.
the Hawks, because you're going to probably lose to the Knicks, you have to.
No, is it in the Garden?
You I thought I was gonna get more reactions with that. You have to make sure that you're beating the Hornets because the Hornets could have just beat you right
Yeah.
there.
This is, I think that's
gotta
the,
beat
the
up on the
realest
bad teams.
thing.
You could be over 500 team if you just.
And
beat
I don't
the
think
bad
the Hornets are going to be necessarily like a
I don't think
bad
they're.
team.
Yeah, I don't think they're
but
going to be a really bad team.
you know how these standings going to get at the end of the year. You know, we might have tiebreakers. You might be 1 game, 2 game apart. That win over the Hornets is what can potentially separate you from them when we get down and it's like play in versus the last seed or the last play in spot. though these are the games that's gonna matter, as crazy as it sounds. So I'm liking it, and I think they got a feel. I think they're kind of getting into an identity early where Dyson Daniels he's doing more than just knocking down threes. He's being a pest defensively. He's getting in guys' face. Somebody fouled somebody hard in that first game. He got up to like, what the
That
fuck
was
you doing? Nick
after
Claxton.
he got smashed by Nick Claxton.
Yep.
Somebody else got. Oh my God, who got fouled?
It was
By
his
Claxton?
teammate.
Cam Thomas wrapped somebody up, preventing them from going for a layup. But it was a bang enough play that it looked like it could have been dirty. So he was one of the first.
Yes.
Him and Onyeka Kongwu were the first people.
Never seen
came
that
in
from
there.
him in New Orleans. And I think he's going to be the biggest benefit from that trade because this is perfect for him. It's not too much going on in Atlanta like it was with the Pelicans, and I think they have a spot for him that's like ideal,
Perfect, yeah.
where he can
Yes.
go
he
ahead.
He can come in and literally like solidify himself as that starting two guard next to Trae Young, and it's like I thought in New Orleans it was hard for him to separate himself.
There's a lot of good players over
It's
there.
it's too much talent. It was literally like way too much talent.
Now
And
they
then
would
you got
love that
cash,
way.
and then you got cachet because
Yeah.
it's like even if he's doing something better than CJ is CJ McCollum.
He's also getting paid $30 million. So you
Yeah.
got to pay the $30 million guy. So now he's going to be the one that's going to be demanding $25+ million if he continues to play this way.
I just think it's perfect because it allows him to maximize his skill set. He gets to be that defender. He gets to play off of Trae Young. There's times where he can handle the ball and make plays. He gets to run in transition, use that size to rebound. That's exactly what you want. And I think they had a hard time because, like you said, so much going on in New Orleans where it's like, is he a point guard? Is he a
And even when
shooting
there
guard?
was injuries and he was showing flashes, you saw once everybody got healthy, his ass kind of went out the rotation.
And I don't think they was always wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
no.
saying? So
Yeah, Dyson Daniels is number 2 on my most improved player ballot. as
who's
of
number
today.
1?
Number 1,
Cade Cunningham?
our boy
Austin Reeves.
Jordan Hawkins.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Jordan Hawkins be
Yeah.
letting that thing fly.
Yes.
Jordan Hawkins.
Yeah,
is number
24
1.
the other night.
Yes,
Just
he
letting
did.
that shit fly.
What do you have against the Bulls? Like 15?
15?
16? Yeah.
Yeah,
15, 14, 15. He's looked great. He looked great. He had one of the biggest shots of the game last night. And he's looking like the shooter that they drafted.
Yeah. His shot is so pure.
And now he's
It
going to
is.
get more minutes now that DeJounte's
What
out for a few
happens when
weeks.
DeJounte comes back, though? This is, again, the same issue.
I don't know, but they were able to close out with that small ball lineup that they were talking about all season last year.
Zion got the game
They've
winning
only
block.
played 3 minutes together so far. And that was the last 3 minutes of the game last night that I was just watching.
No
this
love for
morning.
Brandon Ingram. He's
Oh, no.
He's
Brandon
been
Ingram.
great.
been
Brandon Ingram
phenomenal.
Brandon Ingram was so damn good late in that game. It was crazy. Like,
He torched y'all up, too.
Yes, he did.
no,
He
Jeremy-
carved y'all up.
Jeremy
Shot-
Grant also was torching that.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
was.
had like a
Yes, 34,
like
Yeah.
30 something.
I couldn't. And Jeremy Grant is so crazy, right? Because Jeremy Grant came into the league as like a Swiss Army knife defensive guy who used to do a lot of different things. He don't do shit but score now. Like, you can't even take 3.5 rebounds on him.
No,
That-
yeah.
that's-
I was gonna say it used to
Don't
be a
you dare.
time where I used to try to look for Jeremy Grant rebounds because theoretically
It just
he
makes
should be
sense.
able to go
Yes.
get about 6,
No.
7 of them.
No.
Jeremy Grant will get 2 boards and be like, That's it.
I'm
I'm
done.
cool with
I
my
got
dub.
tw- I got
I got my
26.
dub. so
yeah.
I'm good.
I was like, I'm so confused with that last season.
I'm
where it's
actually
like,
I know the first game they lost by a gazillion points. It was a fun game to watch of them yesterday.
Yeah, no, for the Portland Trailblazers, yeah. Or you
And
come out for the
The
Pelicans.
Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, Portland, they definitely came in and play a lot different.
I want more Klingon minutes though.
Yeah.
14
Yes.
minutes
I didn't
is
really
not
get
enough.
to pay attention much to this game, but I definitely seen a lot of like Klingon had better minutes than DeAndre.
No,
Ayton.
it was a
4
very
months,
like, bro.
impactful.
14
It was
minutes.
very impactful for 14 minutes from Cleveland.
Yeah.
they said this how his rookie year was going to go, though. He was going to be a 20-minute guy, foot fatigue type stuff. So,
Hopefully, the fatigue is something that can gradually get better throughout
Absolutely.
the season. Anthony Simons had a solid game.
yeah, talk to me. What was going
rough
on?
down
This is
the
a game
start.
that I unfortunately had to
Rough
miss.
down the
Yeah,
stretch.
he hit the floater.
His shot
Okay.
was not
Tired.
falling late in this game. Neither was Jeremy Grant.
What about Scoot?
They both? Scoot.
I'm more
Scoot had a
concerned
really
with
good game.
Scoot is a very intriguing player.
Okay.
Because, like, he sometimes gets the ball, but he's so damn fast, he just gets straight to the rim. But also, it's like, I'm waiting to see when he can't just bully his way to the rim, what else is he going to do? That's the one. That's one thing he does do really good. He can put his head down and get to the basket. But it's the NBA. Can't do that all the time. Not everybody's going to have Zion at the 5.
I thought he made like from compared to last year, because you just want to compare it to that, but like he looks like the game is slowing down just a tad bit for him. Like
Yeah.
it's getting in that direction.
He looked a lot better this game than he did in game 1. Game 1, that whole team looked real
Hey,
bad.
you got to throw game 1 out the window. Just throw that in the trash.
I think that's what they had to have that
The
conversation.
Warriors
too.
will do that to you.
Yeah, the Warriors have been crazy this year.
Man.
Defensively against they played two bad teams.
They play very bad teams.
But I will say,
I was gonna say
they convincingly won these games to where Steph Curry essentially didn't have to play in the fourth quarter already.
yeah.
Like if they doing that type of shit, I'm excited for the
The crazy thing
future
is they don't play anybody good for like another week and a half, 2 weeks from now. Like the Warriors.
But that's
crazy.
good. Let them dominate these games.
They're number one in transition field goal attempts by 11. They have 60. They getting out and they gone.
Yeah, and I like that. I
They
think that's
getting
how
out
you
they
should play.
gone. I was big on the Warriors coming to the year.
Same.
I thought
I
the
didn't think they
Warriors,
would be this good defensively.
Yeah, I don't think you and Mike was really rocking on them. I think you had them missing.
I did. I had the Rockets over them.
Yeah, you
You
had
had them
them.
missing completely, like number 11.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had them number 6 in my
Same.
prediction.
In the standings?
Yeah, Twitter didn't like that.
Oh.
clearing the plan.
But
I mean, if they beating up on bad teams like this,
Yeah.
6
I just like the
not out
depth.
question.
I like the guys that they acquired. I thought that the guys that they got fit what they do, high IQ guys with some versatility. I think that always works with the Warriors. I'm not going to lie that I expect the start to be like this. No, I thought Steph Curry was going to be having 30-point performances and the rest of the guys are going to be doing just enough. But it's the opposite.
it's Buddy Hield's team.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Buddy Hield is the one
6
going
man
crazy.
of the year winner right now. Ding,
And,
ding, ding.
And
Steph
apparently
Curry.
Wiggins at the 2 is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They read a lineup yesterday of Steph Curry, Pods, Gary Payton, Buddy Hield, and Kevon Looney for 6 minutes. Dominated with that lineup. 6-minute stretch. Crazy, bro. Because that's
Yeah,
just
Utah
that's
need to
small
reevaluate some
ass lineup. You're not running that against the good, really
But you
good
know
teams.
Gary Payton.
He plays power
They
forward.
all, bro, they all
that
different
guard to do the
positions,
big
but all
man.
the same size out there.
right.
They all about 6'3", 6'4".
The good thing about the Buddy Hield thing is always like it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And right now we're at the top of the roller coaster.
Yes,
It's gonna go down eventually.
for sure.
But
And when
you
it
know, it might
does,
go back up.
Steph will be ready.
Steph will be ready, but they're treating Steph like Steph, and that's leaving Buddy to have the most open looks. Now, some of the shots he hit yesterday and the first game are like, God damn, that's
was
a
just
heavily
Buddy
contested
Hield.
leaning to the left. But he's getting so many
Stay
open
away
looks.
from him. Look at me. Stay away from him. Don't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
He's too fluky. Too
Because
streaky.
they're going to start. You're going to start to be like, "Man, I just got to take it now.
Nah,
Don't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Don't do
No.
it."
But they were one of my overreactions. That even though their defense is where it's been amazing because they're allowing 90 points per 100 possessions, which is crazy. I said their offense is going to finish top 5, even though they haven't played against anybody
It's
yet.
too free flowing.
It's too crazy, man. It's too fun.
They pass the ball so
I want to
well.
overreact to the Rockets game against the Grizzlies. The first game was whatever, like LaMelo kind of showed out that first game, but the second game against the Rockets, I kind of thought it was more of their like identity game where they kind of show like they're gonna get in your face to the young. They're like this city team nobody wants to go against because they got nothing but young athletic guys, and I swear like
Hey, Cam
once-
Whitmore was in Ja face crazy.
Bro, once they turn you over, they're getting in transition, and I promise you, every one of those young guys wants to run. So I think, honestly, they're probably the most athletic team in the NBA. Like, when you go down through the roster, talk about Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith Jr. for a 4 is super athletic. I
Jalen
think
Green, you didn't
Saguna,
even mention
Jalen
Jalen
Green,
Green,
one
right.
of the most athletic players. Like, the way that they get out and run, it's like, damn, and they're only getting
You
better.
trying to
Like,
think about if
I'm
they
trying to think of who matches.
Nobody.
and I
that.
thought Cam Whitmore just had some buckets in the second half. Is like, or in the half court, right? This is not the fast break. This is the half court where he's just putting his head down and like, I'm a bully ball and I'm gonna get to the bucket.
Oh yeah, if you put a small on Cam Whitmore, like it was
The
times where
shots-
Ja was switched on him, he just went
I
straight to
think
the basket.
they don't really have the strongest 3-point shooters, so you obviously want to keep them at half court and have them shoot. But like, they're making it so like the skill set is taking over that. Like, they're just naturally getting better and learning how to play with each other.
This one of the games that I missed because of my mom's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and when I went back to revisit games, this is on my later side of the board because it didn't look close.
Another fun fact.
It was a good
When
one.
I
though.
texted
How
you
was-
yesterday about like what team you want, I was watching the Rockets and I'm like, I gotta make a team because they the type of team they like a team in a league that you would put together, just
Right,
like
yeah,
all
yeah, for
athletic
sure,
dudes.
for
and stuff.
sure.
I'm
Get
like,
out and run.
I
yeah.
gotta get the my league going.
How did Jalen Green look? Because I was disappointed a little bit with his first game.
Really? I
didn't-
actually kind of like this first.
The
game a little
Charlotte
bit.
Hornets game, I didn't really see that much of, but the Grizzlies game, I felt like it was just kind of like a team total effort. I didn't really notice Jalen Green or like he stood out to where he had like 30 points or something like that.
In that first game, though, I thought he did a good job of like they constantly kept running when he would. I think Fred was off the court, but like they would run like these stagger screens, or either they would have the 4 and the 5 set him 2 screens at the top, and Jalen Green would always come off of them and make the right decision. Or either they would just have one screen. I felt like Jalen Green was really like getting to his spots without doing a lot.
I felt like down the stretch, they had a double staggered where Sengun would give him a handoff, and he came in and made some good decisions. But I felt like it was certain and I'm not saying he had a bad game at all.
Yeah.
But there's still times that game. You know how many assists he had in that game?
I was gonna say he had a couple passes. I'm like, I feel
No,
like
we're talking about the Hornets game. You know how many assists he had in that game?
I don't remember.
Because he had none.
Oh,
But I did still feel like he was making the right plays sometimes.
There was too many plays where I felt like he bailed the Hornets out by just settling. And again, it's not a terrible game. He had 28 points. They won. No, they lost. I'm sorry.
Against us,
He had 28 points. He made some big shots for them. But I feel like the big shots and the greatest portions of the game for him personally was with the flow of the offense. He still has certain plays where he's just like, I'm just doing this.
Yeah.
His mind is made up. Like I'm getting this bitch and I'm letting it fly.
It's just I seen some plays, and like I said, I wasn't really locked into him, but I seen some plays where I was like, Jalen Green probably passed that. Last year, he probably would have shot that ball or something like that.
Against the Grizzlies?
Against the Grizzlies. And I'm not saying I don't even know if he had an assist or anything like that, but there's certain things because he had a bounce, he had a good bounce pass to Sengun, and I'm like, that's the connection we kind of want to see from him, you know?
Exactly. He's such a good offensive player, or can be, that I think he still needs to get over the hump of realizing when I use Sengun, it's going to help me. That's what I'm saying about
that's the opposite of like the Haliburton thing. So like
Right.
you have scorers, like playmakers.
legitimate.
That's like you need the scoring to open up your playmaking. There's players like Jalen Green
Who
that's
need the
like you need the
playmaking
playmaking to open up your scoring.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna come just regularly with time.
I'm hoping so because
you combine them as a player, you have like Michael Jordan.
I'm seeing a lot of these. I'm seeing a lot of these like score first guys. Tatum is doing an amazing job of being just like a
Best
very good
isolation player in the
decision
game
maker.
right now.
I think Anthony Edwards is getting more into that role
Yes.
too, where the game is slowing down and you become more of a decision maker.
Yep.
I think all scorers are kind of leading towards that. It's just, for one, you need reps to be able to do it, and then two, obviously you need to be in a certain situation where it's like the team is leading on me to make the winning plays.
Yeah, I just think that there's a next step for him to take, and until he, but like Mike said, I'm not over harping on it because Zach LaVine went through it.
Yep.
Devin Booker went through it a little bit. Anthony Edwards, these two guards who have that score first mentality, they're going to do it, and because they were such high prolific scorers at lower levels, they think that that's still the way that this should go. But
Donovan
it's like
Mitchell got very good at it.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think Ant is still getting there.
Yeah.
This first two games have been-
He's head and shoulders above Jalen Green.
Yeah, for sure.
Another thing I want to overreact to is the Denver Nuggets offense.
Yeah, talk to me, Derek. They on my
They
list.
they played OKC, man, and it was like anybody but Jamal and MPJ, they gonna get like 6 feet. We gonna just dare them to shoot it.
It was so funny. Or no,
You could have did that to Jamal and MPJ.
It was so funny
Yeah.
because after that OKC, like that was the first game of the season for the Nuggets. It was like Nuggets still contenders. It don't matter. After that game, people were saying Nuggets don't look like contenders at all, and that's just damn near because the OKC
I was
dominated.
one of them.
Well, and it was just because like
That spacing?
they're just daring other guys to shoot. Like if your shooting guard is Christian Braun, and if I'm just like I'm gonna just dare him to shoot it, and he goes 0 for 3, I win. I did my job.
He was 0 for 3, and he had so many more threes that he looked at and said,
no,
You don't put it on-
yeah.
I'm good.
And then Peyton Watson is no. Peyton Watson,
Russell
they
Westbrook,
just like,
Peyton Watson.
they just
Russell's
like,
first shot
have
was
it,
an air
please.
ball.
Air ball.
Aaron
Bro, Russell
Gordon.
had a
And
lot of.
they went in on him like a solo shot. He like smiled. I'm like, oh, Brody crazy.
Bro, I seen a tweet, and maybe this was even with the Clippers, but just like every team's getting the Russell Westbrook experience, and he's he's an amazing player, but he be having the craziest moments on the court, and it's just like, bro, you just turn the
Sound
ball
like
over.
you on Pro-Am.
You just turn the ball over 3 times in a row, bro. Like, just slow down.
Yeah. This offense is like, again, really, really bad. If Jokic is not on the court, they cannot score.
I was disappointed in him too.
And it's a Chet Holmgren
yeah.
experience, baby.
No, Chet.
First
nah.
in DPOY as of today.
Hey, Chet was crazy. Like I thought he
Kendrick
was
Perkins
he
is
was
like
running
a white Kevin
gazelle.
Garnett,
Yeah.
and he was not wrong.
Bro, he was literally just outrunning. If Jokic was complaining to the ref, Chet was gone.
That's my thing.
And I'm just like, Jokic, you can't do that. You can't be arguing when you're
He
guarding
did
a guy
that
like
too
Chet.
many times.
And like Chet's he's not gonna sit back and argue either. He gonna run his ass straight down the middle, and either he gonna get it, make the right pass, or he gonna get it. Yeah, Chet's so damn skilled and he's so fast that Jokic couldn't even keep up with him.
Cheat code. Cheat code.
It was
yeah.
such a contrast between a team that has no shooters versus a team that has everybody.
Aaron
can
Wiggins,
shoot.
go out there and make some shots,
Bro,
boy.
Aaron Wiggins was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, phenomenal. Like, he was getting mid-range jumpers. He was getting dunked. He was getting mid.
Did
he
you
was getting
hear that
three.
he saved basketball?
He saved basketball?
Yeah. If it wasn't for him, this league doesn't even exist anymore. It's crazy as shit.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about,
I
bro.
don't.
He definitely saved the
I
basketball.
don't think I know either.
It's just a meme in OKC Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did Cone come up with that?
I have no idea. But
I
why
seen
saw
it.
it.
That's why I kind
originally.
of seen it like the most from his Cone be saying like, it's just that one meme where it's like, thank you for saving my life, and it's just Aaron Wiggins.
I'm
like,
literally
I'm
Aaron
just
Wiggins.
Aaron Wiggins.
I thought Caruso had a very impactful 0 points.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
He
defensively.
be
6 man of the
everywhere.
year,
Yeah.
runner up right now.
With
He
0
everywhere.
points.
I'm joking. But-
Yeah, no, but defensively, he just does so much.
Mhm.
Like, he was everywhere. He was in passing lanes. He was guarding one-on-ones against Jamal Murray. And he was literally just doing everything except scoring the ball.
As of right now, Jamal Murray is not a threat unless Jokic is on the court.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Like, usually with your 2 stars, and he counts as their second star, obviously, it's like, give me another star duo in basketball right now.
Tatum and Brown.
Tatum is on the bench. It's Jaylen Brown's turn to be the 1A. You can't do that with Jamal Murray right now. And they got the early game today, so hopefully that changes. They're going against the Clippers. I think it's in the Intuit Dome, which is fun. But throughout that first game, I'm watching this man on the lineups without Jokic. I'm like, what is he doing out there? He's not a
He
threat.
didn't look too good with Jokic.
Yo, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That whole team didn't look good. They look disgusting.
You're right. Nothing really stood out. I mean, Jokic early on was like, oh, damn, here we go. I was disappointed with everything. I know Mike Malone felt the same way. I was extremely frustrated with Jokic because at some point Jokic has to start understanding that little crybaby shit, that complaint, that don't do nothing. Standing around with your hands up, and there was a video somebody posted of his reaction to Chet getting offensive rebound over MPJ, but it's like, if you got your ass in the paint, you may get the rebound instead of, then they call it timeout, he talking about something. It's like,
There was a play
get
where
your ass to the
Russell
paint
traveled.
and rebound.
Russell got called for a travel, and I guess they was confused on the call. Russell and Jokic was arguing to the ref about it.
And we've talked about this with Jokic for years now. You're really not going to be able to afford to do it when your team is this, I don't want to say.
It's their worst roster in a while.
Yeah, a long time.
Just like 2019.
Y'all wish
Yeah.
y'all had Will Barton now, huh?
Will Barton used to get down.
Will Barton take that shot. Christian Brown ain't taking.
And it's such a shame because Christian Brown, he does a lot of other things extremely well. He crashes the glass.
He
He
was
uses
slashed to the
athleticism
basket.
well. He gets to the basket.
he
He'll
finished some
guard.
tough ass plays.
He does,
tonight.
bro. But it's just like the not being able to knock down a shot will negate all of those positives. We just named 4 positives, and there's 1 negative that's going to overpower those 4 things, which is a damn shame.
That's because that one negative can hurt your team and hurt your
in so many
teammates.
different ways, yeah.
Now it's like, that ain't KCP. We ain't got to run. We ain't got to close after that. He catch that shit. We rebounding.
Yeah.
He
we
catch
just
it
gonna let
open.
him-
He come to us for the draft.
Not
Oh,
only that, but
facts.
KCP was such a good shooter. You can run actions for him.
Yeah.
And they could be a decoy for Jamal and Jokic. Hand. You can't run no action for that. Ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
A double stagger for Braun to come off for a 3. Like Brown, that Peyton Watson. Like I don't know,
We
man.
ain't
It's-
guarding that shit.
Yeah.
Because there was a time where they had the dribble handoff action with Christian Brown, and I think Christian Brown actually just lost the ball or something like that. But like last year, that was probably a mid-range pull-up for KCP or something like that. So just
OKC,
different skill sets.
OKC, if they play like that, they might
Yeah.
win 65 games. Bro.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, Boston, the way they played.
There was no eye.
They're not winning tonight though.
Boston, the way they played, and then OKC,
Who
both
OKC
missing.
playing tonight?
Bulls?
Oh,
Home,
fuck.
baby.
And where?
Here, home.
Oh yeah,
They took that drive from Milwaukee to Chicago.
OKC and Boston might win 65 apiece.
My next overreaction is that 64.5 line for the Boston
Too low?
Celtics is probably too low. It's probably too low. They're as dominant as anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally were just throwing up threes like, hey, why
They
not?
pissed
Because
me
we
off,
could have missed
Mike.
anyway.
They
You talking about
pissed
the
me
last
off.
8 minutes?
They did that against my Knicks, and then the Wizards came out and had a really good first half.
Shout out Jordan Poole.
If
Jordan
y'all-
Poole was in there hooping.
if they played against my Knicks like that, we have a chance. But no,
Yeah.
they want to take 61
Yeah, because in the
threes.
first game versus y'all
The
didn't
Knicks
play a
didn't play
bad
bad.
offensive game.
There was a ring ceremony and they just let it
Yeah.
loose. They
Y'all-
didn't shoot nearly 61 threes in that game against the Wizards.
No.
No.
But you know they always just be chilling against bad teams. That
They was
Jaylen
super
Brown told
chilling.
us that.
Super
Peyton
chill.
Pritchard checked in like 3 minutes of the game. I'm like,
I
yo,
swear he's got like 3 shots, like right before the buzzer already. Like
Yeah.
one
They
or two
made
games
that
in.
one.
the
It didn't
ball.
count, but they made. Hey, did y'all see the play in the LaMelo game and the Hawks game? LaMelo picks up his dribble and he does this is some export shit. Nick Richards comes up. He tries to throw it like brush Nick Richards with the ball to get his dribble back. Ref said, no. Double dribble. They ball travel.
He shouldn't have brushed it. He should have just tapped it off.
I'm like, LaMelo is crazy as hell,
That's the way
man.
to get it.
He came up. He had no dribble. He like, Nick Richards going, he like, laying up. The ref
That's
like,
okay.
No.
That's okay, because did you see that 1-3 he hit in that corner where he hit it off the one leg?
That was at the top of the key.
He won in that
was
corner
like,
too.
He did?
I think he
the
did.
one I remember in the corner he missed, but okay.
He hit one off the top of the corner, off the one leg.
He did the same thing at the top of the key.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
I think that's the best thing about LaMelo. He just be doing shit.
Yeah, it worked. It just worked.
He had like a behind the back pass. I'm like, I don't even know how he got that through.
Because there's a chance one of the referees would have let that little brush shit work where he get his dribble back. So he just like, I'm
Trae
just
Young
trying.
threw a pass behind his back all the way to the opposite
Yeah,
wing.
so who was that to Dyson Daniels?
Somebody.
It was to somebody, but that had to be one of the cleanest passes I ever seen.
Yeah, the
Luka had a
commentators-
pass.
Luka did the same thing.
PJ Washington.
Yes.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh man, basketball just
We're
been
blessed.
amazing.
Yeah, we're
bro.
blessed.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
Even the commentators like, I don't know how Trae Young got that
I don't
ball over
know.
there.
Oh man, today's slate of games is a Saturday slate.
I can't wait.
Is
I'm
that a
telling
good
you.
thing or bad thing?
Hey,
I like the reason it's a good thing because game started at 4:00.
James Harden.
No,
like,
James Harden was phenomenal.
I could not stop watching that game. I watched that game probably 3 or 4 times, bro.
You know what stuck with me? Because we were watching this kind of together, and KB was like, James Harden winning them the game, but he also kind of selling them the game.
He was really
It's the
doing
James
both.
Harden experience.
He had the 8 turnovers. He missed the free
Missed
throw.
the free throw that would have went to double OT.
He
And
missed
then,
a floater that would have won the game.
Lost the ball when they passed it to him. He took his eyes off it.
Oh yeah,
That
he was so
turnover
thirsty
crazy.
to try to score.
But he also, if you get rid of all of those moments, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was.
It's kind of crazy to see him like evolve his game from like being this high volume step back 3 type dude to where now
He was getting that little mini.
he's getting into the mid range game and
I feel like he ran out of gas. I think
He
that's what
did.
it was.
He did, but
It worked.
it's cool though because we haven't seen that type of James Harden where he kind of hunting for a mismatch and kind of just rocking on his own in a long
Come here,
time.
Ty.
And,
That's where
and
you
usually
going.
when he's something for when we seen him and he was shooting threes. Now he's like trying to bully you and get to that little 15
Is that Christian
footer.
Brown's fate tonight? Like, who is he trying to hunt for? Is
Russell,
it Jamal?
Murray.
Russell Westbrook, Jamal Murray, and
Because
some
Christian Brown might actually start on him defensively.
That's true.
So yeah, hunting him when even
Yeah,
You already
that
got
makes
him.
sense. Yep, you got him.
Jokic. He may try to get Jokic.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
here.
Actions.
Come here.
yeah, it's gonna be Jokic and Jamal Murray for sure. No, MPJ.
I don't mean
But,
this.
but
I think the
MPJ is
size
also
of
16,
MPJ,
so yeah.
I don't mean this in a way because I want everybody to be healthy, but I like that Kai Jones is able to play against above Mo Bamba.
Ty Jones been doing his
Yeah,
thing.
Mo Bamba will come back and he will not be in the rotation.
Yeah, I hope not because I seen a video before the season started of James Harden and Kai Jones. Shout out to Switch Cultures, my guys over there. He was working with James Harden after practice. They were really getting the timer down for the lobs. James Harden walking them through, telling them, hey, it's your job to know how they guard this. I want you to start knowing. And that's the shit I like to see because they'll tell you James Harden don't care and all these different things. That
Bro,
was some
I've seen
real
so many videos
leadership
where
shit.
James Harden just like he shows himself as just one of the biggest basketball junkies ever. Like when he was talking, he had like a camp and he had a bunch of kids. He's like, this practice right here, you don't practice like it's practice. You practice
Like a
like this shit is
game.
a real game
Yeah.
because when it comes down to it, that's what's gonna work for you. And it's just like stuff like that is like, I see why you had 38 points per game.
Right,
in that West,
yeah.
you know.
I think this game is not in the Intuit Dome, but it's in Denver. by the
Okay.
way. I don't know if that changes anything.
That does because I would love the environment that I got out of that game.
The wall, man.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant missed 2
Missed the
free throws.
Yes.
Devin Booker missed one as well.
Then you get Steve Ballmer acting a fool in the crowd.
I want to get that rich, bro. I would
What?
love to own like a sports team. You ain't got to get that rich to own a sports team. You got to get that rich to own an NBA team.
I want,
specifically,
but
like,
if you ain't gonna do it, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it big.
I mean, if it was up to me, I would have that money right now.
No, me too.
I just don't.
But I probably won't own the team because it's a lot of shit I got to do first. I got to get
I would love
everybody
to
up
own
here.
a
Got to get
soccer
chains.
team, soccer club.
If I got that rich, everybody right now right on this set would be iced out.
I wouldn't even wear
NOTB
it.
chain.
I wouldn't even wear it.
I would
wouldn't
make
wear
you wear it.
I would just let you keep it.
No, I would make you wear it. You don't have to wear it outside. You at
You need
Chick-fil-A.
that shit
I'll
that
just
hurt
leave it
your-
right
hurt
here
your
for
neck.
every
Yeah, you just
episode.
leave it right
Leave
there.
it there.
But the security guard to come in here and be like, I'm just cleaning up. I'm just cleaning up. Yeah, I'm excited to watch the James Harden experience tonight, man.
Evan Mobley,
Oh,
the
Evan Mobley's
usage
been
man.
amazing.
The usage man. It
No,
was a
his
few
ass pissed me off yesterday.
because he didn't get the 18
Yeah,
points,
man.
whatever it was, 17.
He had 16.
But there were a couple times where like made basket, and then he was the guy that got the inbound to set up the action. And one of the times he said, "Oh, y'all not guarding me?
I can shoot.
Smash!" I'm like, "Come on, bro, Evan Mobley."
I haven't even
Any
really
action.
got to tune into a Cavs. I've been
They
focusing
be
on some
running
other
5
Cavs
out.
games.
Jared Allen be in a corner.
It's been pretty fun.
Evan Mobley be in a corner.
Been pretty fun.
They
so
don't play
far.
tonight, do they? And
Yes,
probably
they do.
They do.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people got a back-to-back.
We
It's
back,
the NBA?
baby. Yeah, we
And
back.
I
Who do they
love
play?
I love when they
The
do
Wizards.
that. They switch from man to zone throughout the game. And
That's part of the
I think
reason
it does
I
a
ain't
good
been
job
locking in
keeping-
because I was like, the competition just ain't been that good against the Cavs.
Yeah, I feel that.
Hey, my boy talking over here real bad.
My fault, D-Mills.
No, I was just saying that they do a good job switching from man to zone randomly, keeping teams on their toes.
Mm-hmm.
Show through Scotty Barnes off.
Hold
Scotty
on, can I
Barnes
bring
like he saw
some?
a ghost.
I want to bring something back up because in that
Yeah.
first game with the Lakers too, speaking of zone, the Lakers were running zone and they had Jackson Hayes at the bottom, Anthony Davis at the top.
It was
Yes,
like a
they
tandem
were.
2-3.
Yeah, and I think
crazy.
that was
So
one
we
of the
should do
craziest things
that
I've
in
seen.
Pro-Am.
Well, yeah, that was literally some pro-am.
We don't
stuff.
have a Anthony Davis type defender in Pro-Am.
Let-
That's the
No.
problem.
We could have one.
Shout
if
out
we
Jackson
did
Hayes as well.
one.
Mhm.
Let's talk about a team that I like, but you don't like.
What team is that?
Sacramento Kings.
It's not that I don't like them. I thought their game was really, really fun.
It's my
They had it
favorite
for
game.
3.5 quarters.
Yeah, they did.
Is that my favorite game of the season so far? I think the LaMelo and Hawks kind of.
I mean, Julius Randle was phenomenal now. And
He
that
was
was
so
one of the
good.
things.
He
Yeah.
was so
I like
good.
the Indy
But
Edwards.
that's both our concern is that they're, and I said that
Yeah, Julius
in my
Randle just
video
be standing around and shit.
is
Y'all see that? Rui Hachimura said that's what
Yeah,
they
he
talked
did.
about.
yes, that was great. But
I thought it wasn't real.
I
honestly.
believe it because that's how JJ Redick talks in his podcast, where it's like, yeah, he does a lot of stand. I could see him standing to
Yeah.
the team. I like the Kings because they have so many different options. I think DeMar DeRozan gave them an added layer offensively that is brilliant. I wanted to see, and I said this in a party when they played the Lakers, Nas Reed, Julius Randle front court minutes because Julius Randle will get more space to work, and I think he's an underrated passer. Man, when they did that shit, the Kings feasted in the paint. So I'm a little disappointed because they had like basket after basket after basket in the paint.
Yeah.
That may not be able to work unless one of them say, man, we got to take initiative and stop a team scoring in the interior.
I think they're going to struggle, talking about the Kings. They're just going to struggle to get the stops. I mean, it surprised me to see that Kevin Huerter started over Keon
Yes.
Ellis to start the game.
But it makes sense for the offense
Sure.
because you have DeRozan. They also played Trey Lyles at the 5.
Yep.
They gave him a little bit more space, but then they ran into the same problem as the Timberwolves because then they couldn't hold shit down in the paint and was vulnerable there. But my biggest thing and my biggest concern for the Kings, as much as I enjoy watching them, they're going to move up into my league pass teams.
I agree.
Personally, into the top 5. But especially if Sabonis can
So
hit
far,
them jumpers.
Nas Reed and Julius Randle have played 26 minutes together. They have a net rating of a plus 19 because their offense has an offensive rating of 134.
Because Julius Randle had an amazing night.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to use net rating stats 2 days into the season.
Can it show you just what they done defensively?
Yeah, it's ass. But the offense is so good that it hasn't
Yeah.
mattered through the 16.
So yeah, then
26
keep
minutes.
doing it. Ignore what I'm saying. Keep doing it. But I just remember, I don't even know the stats behind it. But I was just watching the game and being like, bro, the Kings
lot.
for real just scored 4 points, like 4 possessions back to back in the paint. Are y'all shitting me?
But the
Anyway,
Kings' offense is going to be beautiful. Has been beautiful.
I thought lay down the stretch in that game. It's like a blessing and a curse to have that many options because it's like
Fox had 0 in the 4th.
yeah, I thought like DeRozan had his turns, then it was Monk, and then it was Fox, and then by that time, he ain't
Sabonis.
taking a shot in a minute. So it's just like they got so
Keegan.
many options or whatever down the stretch. It's gonna take some time to just get like some cohesiveness with it, but I think they're gonna be fine defensively. They just gonna have to be better offensively.
But that's my concern. I enjoy watching them. I think it's fun offensively. Because the Western Conference is so stacked,
Mm-hmm.
and because they don't get stops, they're going to have shootouts.
Malik Monk hit your free throws too, man. He had the
Yeah.
same thing last year.
He got some and ones though.
He did.
They are rarely going to have the best player on the floor. And we saw that against the Timberwolves. So when you have these shootouts and you're going against Anthony Edwards, you're going to go against Luka and Kyrie, you're going to go against Jokic, you're going to go against whoever, Tatum and Brown, you're probably going to lose those games. And what's going to happen is they're going to be at the bottom of the standings because they're going to lose a lot of those games because they can't get the stops. Yeah, like, if you can't stop, and no disrespect, but, like, Julius Randle is new with the Timberwolves. That game against the Lakers, it showed. He just figured it out real quick against y'all.
Even just the drive by Anthony Edwards was just like, I'm just going to get to the rim.
Yeah, just
ain't nobody going to stop me. And he got the foul for it.
If I'm playing devil's advocate, in that game, I think Minnesota hit, 22 threes or something crazy like that. So it's like, if we're the Kings, like, okay, we didn't play phenomenal defense, but do we expect our opponent to hit 24? Well, I remember what the number. It was something absurd, though.
Yeah.
Do we expect them to hit that many open? Well, were they all open? No.
Not necessarily, but at the same time, yeah, because you have no resistance, so you're getting 2 feet in the paint. They're generating the threes because you can't keep anybody in front of you. So will the team always hit those amount of threes? No. Will they have the opportunity
They'll probably get the
to?
same looks,
Yes.
though, yeah.
And if they're not making them, Anthony Edwards will probably just drive and not kick. You feel me? And get to the free throw line because y'all.
They got a 53s, and 15 of them were Anthony Edwards. He said, I'm going to let them fly.
Julius Randle hit 5 threes,
5 or
man.
6, yeah.
5 threes.
I mean, Anthony Edwards had the quote after the game where he told Julius Randle, he said this morning, I told him, don't fit around us, we'll fit around you. And then Julius Randle came out and had his best game. I like this quote because, like, I like this from Anthony Edwards because it's just showing that leadership that he's bringing to the table. And he's also knows who he is to where, like,
I'm going to be all right.
He's so selfless that he, like, I'm going to get my shit off. You ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to still get my 30.
You see Julius Randle quote?
No.
It's like, what was the execution down the stretch? Get Anthony Edwards the ball.
See, they already have a
They
good
romantic.
Yeah. Because, I mean, a lot of times when you got a new person, especially like a person you traded for, like a all-star caliber.
You're comfortable.
I think there's a worry that, like, how am I going to fit on with this team? But usually that team just bringing you because of what you did on that last team and, like, the skill set. So, honestly, just be you and be comfortable.
I would like to see them more involved together and stuff. That would be my only
They had a
complaint.
couple screens, that ended
I
in
don't
some
know.
success. I like it, yeah. So much attention goes to Anthony Edwards. Random slip on that. Hey, shout out to your
I
boy.
want to see the reverse, though.
Shout out to your boy.
Wait, what's the reverse?
With Julius Randle. Yeah,
Like
Anthony
Paolo.
Edwards
You
is-
get the screen
Oh.
for him. But Rudy, we clown Rudy a lot for them hands. Rudy had a play in this game where they blitzed Anthony Edwards, short roll, Rudy got it. He caught it, did not panic for the first time in life, turned, hit Julius Randle in the corner, yak him. I say, yo, Rudy Gobert, if you do that on a consistent basis, this team has a whole new situation.
Don't get used to it.
But you dump him the ball, and he playing footsie with it. He get it and panic so much. Rudy is hilarious because when he get that basketball, he be like, motherfucker,
But
like a
how
little
you
kid.
airball a dunk? Did y'all see that?
I didn't see
Did I
that.
see that? I'm not sure.
I think
That
it was
don't ring a
allowed,
bell.
or he basically
Oh,
tried
yeah,
to
it was
throw it
allowed.
in, and he
Yeah.
threw it like over the rim.
Another overreaction that kind of may not be overreaction. Nothing personal against it. Still like him as a player. Still going to support him and root for him. I'm done expecting an offensive jump from Jaden McDaniels.
He's trying, man. He's getting to the mid-range. He's taking the pull-ups.
He is too indecisive. All of his threes go like this. You kick out to him, he get it, jab, and then, I'm going to shoot it now. It's very rare I see him catch that. Nas Reed.
Nah, it's really going to shoot that.
Yeah,
Ain't no question.
He
No
shoot
matter
like
how
a-
far he is
She's
behind
like
that
a
line.
little kid.
he do.
He really does, yeah.
He do. Like,
Yeah,
it don't
the
really
fact that
take
he
no
do
effort.
shoot it from, like, down here, that is crazy. Especially for a big man. He got enough strength to not do that. But that's just his normal shooting.
Bad teams. Anything about Wizards?
Because I was just looking at the teams. Like, we've talked about, like,
Did
there
we
were
really-
27 teams except for
Did
basically
we
the really bad
say anything about like the Knicks and more so like I was gonna say
Oh,
the
we
first
haven't mentioned the Knicks at
the
all.
first game, and we know obviously like the Celtics just kind of dominated that game, but like this first game, I felt like it was an emphasis on like people wanted to see Mikal shoot the ball, and it just didn't look pretty. But the second game, he looked comfortable.
great.
Yes.
He didn't
He
take
actually
many.
looked- no, in that first game, he's
The second half,
the
second half, he actually changed it around.
started to get it going, and
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and the Knicks actually didn't play that bad.
We did not.
The
No.
Knicks didn't play that bad in
did
that
not.
first
They
game.
had an
The
efficient
Celtics-
offense.
The Celtics just was raining threes.
29 out of 61 is all I can think
like
of.
literally, almost broke a record.
Even in the second game, it's just like when he caught the ball and he just shot it, it looked all right. Like he looked comfortable versus like I'm kind of like he was overthinking it.
We hate
maybe
the
first
Pacers.
game.
Did y'all know that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all
We
hate.
just hate the Pacers.
Yeah.
Why you say that? Because
We hate the Pacers.
We didn't say nothing good about them.
No, Knicks. We hate the
Oh,
Pacers.
y'all hate. Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about us as a podcast.
No, but like we would take it there if they wanted to do that.
Yes.
Like on some outside in the street shit, choppers and shit.
He drinking that water like you talking to him. Like he getting
He's
nervous.
shaking his head too.
Every time Darrick opens up his water, expect him to drink half of it in one sip.
He thirsty.
You
Every
got to.
time.
I'm not a
think you
one
have
sip
to.
Mike. Mike's the one sip guy.
I like
Damn, he
to
counts your
sip too.
sips.
One sip
I
guy.
didn't know he was sip counting.
One
Shit,
shit,
I'm-
Mike.
It's been so many times where he would open a bottle
Oh yeah.
and take one.
That's my-
one
It used to
my
be
specialty.
behind here. Used to be like 7 bottles of Mike just having
75%
water bottles.
field.
Yeah. Back in school, y'all remember one dribble?
One dribble Lucas.
One dribble Lucas.
But he crazy because I know he be over there with Cottonmouth. So what you do for your Cottonmouth?
Take another sip. I
Real
wish
Just
I was.
enough.
Just
Just enough.
I'm happy
I
with
remember
the
that
Knicks
story
though.
about your college professor.
Hey, wait, we got basketball. I'm happy with the Knicks though, man. I'm happy with the Knicks. That's all I want to say.
The game 2 was a lot better.
Yeah, it was.
Game 1 was just
Jalen Brunson in that second game. I'm like,
he said-
man.
He was talking that. I love when he start talking. Bro.
Yes, he said, "Get the out of here. Let's go."
Yeah, I
My
love it.
nuts hang. I said, "Whoa." I'm just playing. I ain't say all that. Then
And Cat came with it. Bodega Cat.
15 boards.
Big purr or big bodega?
Neither.
I
Cat.
I
think
like
Bo-
the big purr.
Bodega Cat is what they've been calling him. I think that was Josh Hart that gave him that one.
He might have been.
Josh Hart also had like a dub,
Yeah,
didn't he?
he
Yeah,
did.
dub.
Double.
They all came out to play.
Yeah, it's a big game.
LaMelo is questionable for Saturday.
Damn, they
Dealing with
cannot
what?
catch a break. Booty hurt.
His
Tailbone.
booty hurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jeremy Sohan on facing the Rockets 3 times in 12 days. Yeah, F Houston.
It's a good mindset. He hates everybody, which I kind of like. He's a villain, but he's not good enough yet for people to care. But if he ever gets really good, then it's gonna be kind of fun.
he was. I remember he was one of those where he was trolling on Twitter and
Yes.
stuff.
Was he trolling Lakers fans specifically?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. I'm ready for it. You got to get just slightly better before people really, really care. And again, he had a really good first game, so who knows if
Yeah.
that's
Only Joel control.
he don't even do it no
Yeah,
more.
he stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess because he can't stay healthy.
he said I gotta get my priorities right.
Yeah, because you can't troll if you ain't on the court.
Dude, I saw a tweet
you-
that was so crazy.
What
Was it him at the free throw line?
No, Jordan, that one was crazy. Did y'all see that video?
Uh-uh.
He was like warming up. He was
Oh yeah, yeah.
his
I
free
did.
throw routine was like he was just digging in
Yeah, I
his
did
ass
see
and
that.
smelling it.
I did see that.
You see that?
You
You
gotta
didn't
see
see
that,
that?
bro. You gotta
I
see
seen
that.
when it popped up on my timeline, like 5 different accounts and tweeted at the same time.
But what I'm talking about is last night Freddie Freeman hit the walk-off grand slam game 1 in the World Series. And he tweeted walk-off grand slam or something like that. And somebody replied to it, yeah, and they play tomorrow, a back-to-back, something you know nothing about.
Damn.
I'm like, and it had like 4,000 likes on that
Bro,
reply.
you know what's
I'm like,
crazy?
what the hell?
I'm surprised more people don't be turning off their comments. I be seeing like Ja Morant posts and shit like that, and you can't. Only
Yeah,
people you can
he
follow.
turned that off.
And I'm like, that's probably for the
Did we
best.
talk about them?
the Grizzlies?
Grizzlies? Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
In
Nah, not
passing,
really.
we did.
Oh.
In passing.
He you know what he calls that, Edey?
Cool.
Big week. He called it
Big
big week.
week.
I did.
Because you watched that film on game 1.
I did.
Yeah, that was bad.
His ass was.
Game 2 was a lot better, though.
His ass was getting
Yeah.
pushed around by John Collins and Walker Kessler.
Walker Kessler looks good to start the
Yeah,
season.
no,
man.
He does.
He has a good
He does.
start to
He
the
said
season.
that he
Blocks,
he
rebounds.
started to go to therapy.
What they got?
Well,
what they
That
got to
changed his
do?
mindset because last year he wasn't very good.
Well, he had a good rookie season. He had the sophomore slump.
Great rookie season.
And then now it looks like he rejuvenated.
And he was just saying that in that therapy session, it changed his mindset because he used to think about all the things he was doing wrong versus the things he was doing right. He just had a shift in his mindset, and it kind of got him back.
What is Jordy
So-
Fernandez doing? Why did my boy only play 13, 12 minutes?
I
last
don't
night?
after he scored 15 in game 1. Talking about Jalen Williams, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Wilson. He scored 15 in game number 1, and then he didn't check in to the middle of the second quarter. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's not like he's buried in depth or anything. It's the
Would y'all
fucking
rather
nuts.
having a really good possession or a fast one?
Say it one more time. They said it
Would you
really
rather
good.
have a really good possession
as
really
a
or
good
coach
fast
or
one?
as a viewer.
As a coach?
I'd probably
really
have
good
a
possession.
really
Or a
good
coach or a
possession.
player?
Give me the good possession, even if it
Yeah.
takes 20 seconds. But if
Yeah.
I'm watching, I prefer.
I
would
watch
love to
so
see-
many times where teams just get the ball up and shoot.
Mhm.
And I'd be like, I get it partially, but damn. Like, there were times when the Suns was doing that last night. It's like, bro,
Hey,
just get a good
Bud
one.
ball.
I
Bud
will
ball.
tell you exactly what shot I was like, you know what? I love that shot.
Nurkic
Bradley
three?
Beal. Not that shot, but it was like they needed a bucket. Lakers are on their run. Bradley Beal brings the ball up. He just takes a pull-up mid-range.
That's exactly
I love that
the shot.
shot.
I think that
love
sparked
that
this.
shot.
That's the shot I think that sparked this.
Because it's not the worst shot in the world, but it's just like you could get I look at it as either an open layup or a catch and shoot type of shot where it's like in rhythm is like a good possession type shot.
You can get that shot anytime you want is why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
I see so many teams. We get into a chucking league, and I know analytics, they want more possessions and possessions. I'm not totally against that. But in the context of the game, that's what I meant about Jalen Green as well. It's not that I'm trying to say Jalen Green wasn't playing good. It's just that I watch certain players, him, LaMelo does it, Trae Young can do it. They're a different tier than him. But it'd be like, right now you doing this? Like the Bradley Beal, the Lakers are on a run. Right now we're doing that.
Free throw line, pull up, like 4 seconds into the shot clock.
Right now,
like, I love
James
it.
Harden did it against the Suns. Like, you can take that deep-ass three off, like, just bringing it up and then shoot. You can do that any time during the game. You're doing it while this team is on a 14-4 run.
There
You
was
serious?
big conversation on Twitter, and it's not exactly what you're saying, but geared around the same way about
Who was having it? Anybody we know or just random people?
I saw a few people that we know chime in. Nikias Duncan did for one. Mostly talking. So there was one viral tweet that was like, y'all lying to yourself if you're enjoying this, basically enjoying the NBA right now. Every team plays the same. It's all about 3-point shots and layups or something along those lines. And then it had a lot of, I mean, I summed it up. It was a lot more than that, but it had a bunch of likes. And then, other oop heads like, yeah, I agree. I disagree.
I mean,
boom, boom,
teams
boom.
just adopting that like we gonna shoot 53s because we gonna get the numbers.
But I don't agree with it. Like, yes, there are a lot of 3-point shots. There's no way around that. But I think the way they're generated is different across teams. And there are teams that still take more 3-pointers now than they did 2 years ago. But as everybody else elevates as well, it's like the scale continues to shift. So, like, if you don't want 3-point shots, then the NBA is not for you. But there are teams that still doing the mid-range game or doing the low post stuff. You just have to go watch and find them, in my opinion.
And then also, we see it all the time. When it comes playoff time, the 3-point shot is valuable, but you see it decrease to where, like, it's not really.
For sure.
And you see a lot of guys
But to
get
their
into the mid-range
argument-
game and layups.
To their argument, the playoffs is months away from now, Derek.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to get you talking about
I mean, we just started. We
It's
got game 2.
October.
You
So
got
to tell
80
somebody,
games to go.
hey, bro, you gonna get it. Just wait almost a year. Like, damn. I'm 50-50. I get it. I'm always with what the game is doing, where it's going, because I'm a fan. I'm never going to just not watch the NBA. So no matter how much I dislike some shit, it's what it is. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. But it was fun years ago when teams were a little bit more stylistic. Don't get me wrong. Teams still have their own form of play and different things, but it is all kind of segued into a form of pace and space.
Yes and no
So,
in my eyes.
you
Because,
know.
like, we have the peak of the peak. The Boston Celtics generate all the threes in the world. It's drive, it's kick, it's mismatch hunt, it's cause confusion so we can get 3-pointers. On the opposite end, the OKC Thunder, again, they took more 3-pointers in game number 1 than they did last season. But for the most part, that's not a team that their offensive identity is generating 3-point shots. It's like our guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's mostly a mid-range killer. He's mostly a silky smooth, get to the basket type of dude. Hell, all of last season, they played one dude hella minutes that literally cannot shoot the ball. And even a team that went to the championship, yes, they do generate threes, but they generate it out of heliocentric offenses. Like, there's just so many different ways that it's happening, in my opinion.
It is, but the point that you're missing is it's going to the same thing, the 3-point shot. You just mentioned the Thunder, who that's because their player likes mid-range shots.
Yeah.
But as soon as his ass is off the court, everybody else is shooting 3. And even when he's on, everybody else is going for the 3. It's not a literal sense. That's why I said it's not every team playing the same exact way, but it's based in the same shit, which that's just where the game has gone.
I see.
And for a person who watched before, I can see their argument of saying, hey, years ago, teams had legitimate stats. The 7 seconds or less Suns, there wasn't other teams playing like that. That's why it stood out. Like, they were the team playing fast. Amari Stoudemire is a center in an era where they got 4s and 5s. Now, the NBA is a copycat league, but it's all based in the same shit. The Pistons were a defensive, slow team. That's what they were. It's just... a lot of teams have this same blueprint of like what they're trying to do. Are they generating them different ways? Yeah, but they're saying it's resulting in the same way. And the pace of everybody just launching and chucking shit, that can't be argued. Yeah. Everybody got the green light. Everybody.
I think players are just better at basketball now.
Everybody got the green light. Yeah. No, players are progressing. The game should, but everybody shouldn't have a green light. That's just silly to me. You see all type of players shooting threes, and it's like, what the fuck is that? How many times when you seriously watch basketball will you say, what the fuck was that?
A lot.
Right, because everybody's just shooting because it's like, oh.
I was a lot of times yesterday, I was like, what the hell was that possession?
And I can't be mad at somebody saying that. That's a fact.
I think
I'm not going to sit up here and act like the game is just flawless. It's okay to point out
It definitely was. It was more so literally just like people taking crazy shots. And like I said, my biggest thing is like just a basketball watcher and recreational players, like time and score. Like everything has a place, but when it's a close game, taking that iffy shot, it just don't make as much sense as us trying to get a good possession shot.
Happens so much. So much.
I think both of y'all are making a lot of good points because I've even like, every team is trying to get up as many threes as they can because they just want to play the numbers game. But I think the difference is for a lot of these teams is obviously just like the Celtics, they're the one side of the spectrum and they can do that every damn night. But as you go down, a lot of these teams, like my Lakers, they're trying to take more threes. They just can't hit them. And I seen somebody complaining about the foul discrepancy.
I'm so tired of hearing about
against the Suns. I'm like, we can't hit no shots. We're going to the rim.
Well, yeah, the Suns don't have any pressure on the
Suns are taking mid-range jumpers. You're not going to get many fouls.
I tweeted about like LaMelo versus Trae Young. It's going to be like a Dawkins duel.
Yeah.
What are the first comments? Man, I was saying that I couldn't watch. I can't wait to watch. Here, Hornets fan. Yeah, when you do watch, make sure you look out for all of these missed calls that we not getting. I'm like, bro, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's very rare I complain about a whistle.
For real.
It's rare.
It's almost never for me. Almost never. And if it is, it's like the blatant one that eventually they overturn anyway because somebody else challenged it. You know, like.
I'm never going to complain about the whistle and the overall effect. I watch games and be like, he just got knocked upside the head.
It's one team that I do be complaining about that whistle.
Because your favorite team is the whistle team.
No. I'm talking about Philly. Philly games, sometimes when Joel Embiid is sitting at that line all game, it do be getting a little boring. Like,
well, Joel Embiid wasn't even there yesterday, and they still set the record for most free throws in a game. So,
they did or the Raptors?
It was combined. Oh, okay. It was like 50 on each side, basically.
Yeah.
Philly, when they slow the game down and Joel sitting like free throws, that shit be kind of boring.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I feel you. I don't think you're wrong. I think that is the other part of like that conversation KB was bringing up. I think people are allowed to like what they like. It's so much shit where it's like, that's just how I feel, and it's a problem. Hey, if he back then when they didn't shoot as many threes,
no, I think the main problem was the projection part.
If you like a motherfucker that shoot 100 threes, go. That's the beauty of basketball for me. It's so much clashing over what the fuck somebody like.
No, I think it was the projection from him. If he said like, yeah, I hate this brand of basketball, whatever, but he's like, y'all are lying to y'allselves.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem.
Yeah, his projection.
That's the problem. Yeah. Everybody's conversation is like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm guilty of it too. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's the beauty of basketball. But 100%. Yeah, it's like, y'all, no, who gives a, yeah, I can't like basketball is what he's saying? What the fuck are you talking about?
There's been 26 games played this season. How many threes do you think have been attempted per game? Per game.
I'm going to say like 45.
So around all of the teams?
Yeah.
45.
45 a game?
45.
I'm cheating.
How you going to take my number after
you said 45?
I said 45 like 2 times.
I'll go 48.
I don't think it's going to be – it won't be that high because the top team is the Celtics at like 49, if I'm not mistaken, or 51. I'll go 43.
36. Last year, 35. So just one more three per game. Through 26 games. So this number is a very small. We're talking 3 days into the season, basically. But
35 threes a game combined. It's not a lot, but
it's not a ton. I mean, if you compare it to that era, I mean, we talking 7 seconds or less. Phoenix Suns, hell, they didn't even get 35 shot attempts. No, I'm joking. 18 was what the average was back then. So basically double what it was 25 years ago.
Yeah, because I mean, people weren't pulling up like that.
Not even 25. What am I talking about?
In those
a lot of you had to be a special player to be taking that pull up three like that.
They only had like 1 3-point shooter essentially sometimes on the court.
But the league average is still the same.
Back then.
Back then they didn't want shooters.
Pace is dramatically higher. up by 8 points. And then, the league average has always been 35, 36 for pretty much since the 90s, the turn of the century. Interesting stuff to get into, though.
Yeah. That's the beauty of basketball. That's why I'm such a big fan. That's why people say shit like that, but then those are the people, and I don't know whoever tweeted that, but those are the people that don't watch college basketball. But it's like, if you watch college basketball, that is stylistic basketball. Well, you're going to play against
it's just so many teams. There's no way there could be like a uniform style.
Yeah. But even
within the top teams.
But even basketball is going to be a copycat style of basketball. Like, the success is going to go to where success is, but it's college basketball, so it's like we have to take what we have and make it work.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA kind of does the opposite, where it's like, that's my point.
We're gonna adapt
I think every player should have a green light in what they do, but I think everybody has a green light with shooting because, like Mike said, we're playing a numbers game. I'll be looking at certain stats. She's like, he took how many threes? Why? Because of a numbers game? Really? He took, and it's like, man, one night he might make 6, and then it's like, I don't know. But hey, I'm gonna watch regardless. But as a coach, I probably wouldn't operate my shit like that. But what do I know? You know what I'm saying? What do I know? I just think that you got to play to your strengths, and saying, hey, we want a certain amount of threes. You can't shoot threes like that, but damn it, you gonna shoot 9.
Yeah.
You a 33% 3-point shooter, but F it.
Y'all, you think that 33% 3-point shooters have green lights to like in my mind, those 33%, because 33% is just slightly below league average. Those guys are catching and shooting and those shots are usually wide open. It's not like a 33% 3-point shooter is stepping back for a contested 3 in a lot
For
of
sure,
cases.
but I think if a guy is wide open,
that's a shot.
That's a shot that certain teams are willing to kind of live with, and you're playing again to the point of a defense. Certain times, it just depends on the specific of who it is.
But also, it's like in my mind, I 100% agree with you. Like, there's a reason Josh Giddey's open for those 2 threes per game. But also, if he's not doing that, if he's not trying to keep them honest, then nothing else happens on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we create out of Josh Giddey being off for shooting?
Absolutely.
You have to have him become a threat. And I don't know if Josh Giddey probably shoot 100 threes in a row and hit them all before he's getting contested. But we have to try to do something to keep our offense going. And if this is it, damn it, take one every 2 quarters and see what happens.
But these are things that didn't used to really be that big of a deal back in the day, because everybody wasn't so 3-point crazy. There was a lot of guards that couldn't. Jason Kidd wasn't. At one point in his career,
watched that Rondo game, and it was
Rondo. Like that was okay. Derrick Rose wasn't no damn sharpshooter. John Wall came in, couldn't throw a rock in water.
Mm-hmm.
It was like majority of the guards that were athletic were like that, and it was not a problem. It was no problem at all
until it was. Eventually, teams just boxed up Kevin Garnett as it's like, Rondo, please kill us. Sometimes he did.
Who boxed up Derrick Rose?
Well, Derrick Rose is a significantly better shooter than what Rondo was, though. No, you didn't ever see
that was
anybody
never
guard.
but that was never his bread.
No, it never was bread and butter, but like he was at
Jason
least
Kidd.
trusted.
Jason Kidd had
he
finals
evolved eventually,
runs.
yeah.
I'm talking about before he evolved. I'm talking about prime Jason Kidd that was going to the NBA Finals when guys like Skip Bayless are calling him Asen because he didn't have a J.
Yeah, but that again, I also think about. I look at it how the new NBA is, where like
Skip Bayless crazy. He the only person I heard. And I don't know. I was a kid. I wasn't reading newspapers back then, but every time I heard Skip Bayless say we used to call him Asen because he didn't have a J.
But that's again crazy. Though, like we was watching that Boston Celtics versus Heat, like teams don't usually run that type of offense where a point guard is kind of like just the decision maker at the top of the key.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like a lot of these times they're asked to go and run the pick and roll and break down the defense and do all this. And it's just a different type of play style than it was.
Yeah, the point guard
10,
position
15
ain't the
years.
same either.
It's not.
It's
We
evolved.
mentioned it last
That's
time.
why like
You cannot be a non-scoring point guard in basketball anymore.
I like the Tyus Jones with the Suns.
I liked your
kinda
tweet
getting-
where you was like, we can't let the natural just like
You can't let it
you
die.
can't
out.
let the natural
Lose its
playmaker
value.
lose its value.
I mean, the Celtics do a good job of like everybody playmakes and everybody kind of handles the ball. Like I wouldn't say Drew Holiday and Derek White. They are more so like they're kind of like spacing. They're like off the ball more so than
Tatum
having
is
the ball. Tatum's like their
by
point
role
guard.
like their point guard.
Yeah, they're a very hard team to use as an example because Drew Holiday and Derek White are extremely high IQ basketball players as well, that when they do have the basketball, you don't feel bad.
I remember
Al Horford is also exceptionally well as a IQ basketball player, that when he has the basketball, you don't feel. Now, when you look around at other teams, you're not going to have that luxury. That's why the Celtics are the best team in the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's like
The pure point guard is effectively dead.
it really is. It really is.
Because even Tyus Jones, like, I don't count. I mean, he is, but like, he also is a 40% 3-point shooter too. When I think about them pure dudes, I'm thinking of Jason or Rondo, the dudes that literally was not creating
I
for
think of
themselves.
Tyus Jones as a pure point guard, because you have to think the game has evolved so much that you're never going to have a Jason Kidd or a Rondo who's just like, who is a Rondo in today's game?
Doesn't exist. That's what I'm saying.
No.
They're dead.
So the game has kind of just evolved. So I look at a guy like him, broke the record in assist to turnover ratio.
He turned the ball over yesterday, and he was so pissed at
He
himself.
did it a couple times.
He got
where it was very
lost in the
stupid.
air.
Yes,
Anthony
yes.
Davis is there. He was like, "Oh shit!" and just threw it to his
Because
right.
why did he jump up to shoot? Like, you in the paint. Anthony Davis is somewhere near you, brother.
I don't know why.
I'm really thinking about point guards that just like they're just looking to play make.
Doesn't exist.
Like,
Because even our best playmaking point guards are fucking Luka Doncic and average 30.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was thinking about point
Trae
guards
Young,
that just
average
can't really
27.
shoot either too. And I think
hey, the best thing we have closest to this is Haliburton, and we're seeing what the hell that's getting him. 0 for 8 from the
I would
field.
argue for Trae Young. I think Trae Young is a pure point guard in a sense in today's category, because the point guard position, you have to score in today's game. You have to score. But he balances as well. He's always balanced it well. We've never seen a time where he's too passive or too shooting. He does the damn good job of it while operating with the basketball majority of the time, like we were accustomed seeing point guards do.
What about Prime Lonzo? Because he wasn't really looking to score. He obviously he had to add a 3-point shot to his game and like at least be more efficient with
But
it.
then
be
we
more
only saw
effective.
that for a small size.
I also think he
hurt.
played off the ball way more than what a pure
Yeah,
point
yeah.
guard would.
Yeah. Once he got to like those last few that last year with the Pelicans and then that year with the Bulls, he was off the ball. He was like a 3-and-D point guard.
Yeah.
I think LaMelo is a good one. He just has to slow down a little bit. Tyrese Haliburton, we mentioned. There are some guys, but yeah, it's not like how it used to be back in the day for sure. But I do look at Tyus Jones as one
Chris Paul still hanging it on.
for sure.
Mike Conley's
Yeah.
still there.
For
Mike
Mike
Conley.
Conley might be not Mike
For
Conley.
sure.
Chris Paul might be because he can't score anymore.
I was thinking like in a statistic way, is there anybody giving you like 10 and 10? Just straight up 10. Like no all-star
Trae Young.
15 to 20 points?
Oh,
he mean-
oh,
I
yeah.
know, like 10 points, 10 assists. Because
Nah.
and that, I mean, Chris Paul, and he, damn near because he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the only one.
I mean, that was like Ben Simmons type stuff.
But y'all
Like,
got to
he's not-
remember.
Pure point guard. If we being real, like very very real,
Pure.
Josh Giddey is a pure point guard.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
He
Why-
cannot
but why-
create for himself.
Why is a pure point guard somebody that can't create? Darren Williams and Chris Paul were pure point guards, and they used to get 20 and 10.
Mhm.
Why are we
Sure.
holding it to just 10 and 10?
Sure.
You're right. You're right.
He not pure, but he's closest to that mode of
Rondo?
I can't score, but I can play make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now in 2024, that player gets played off the court.
Mhm.
But but I think Trae Young, LaMelo, Tyrese Haliburton. I don't think Maxey is like that.
Mm-mm.
James Harden is like James Harden, but he's a makeshift. James Harden. The reason I made that tweet is because of guys like him, James Harden, Luka Doncic. We got to a point in the game, LeBron, where it's like you just put the ball in the best player's hands,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they become point
I
guard.
thought he
Versus like
That's
he's a
what
point
Paolo
guard.
and Jason
I
Tatum
thought
are both
James
doing right now.
Harden honestly was like one of the perfectionists when it comes to like I could score this ball so damn good, but I'm gonna make the defense pay for when they try to help off. But when they do, like I thought he was one of the first person that I see was like he damn near could do this shit.
And you know what?
every
I'm
night.
going to remove a couple of those guys because maybe they were just brought into the league wrong. Maybe Luka Doncic is always a point guard, but when they brought him in, they tried some different shit. Maybe James Harden was always a point guard, but he came to a team that had KD and Russell Westbrook, and you know what I'm saying. I don't
What
know.
team has the best player that doesn't have the role of that?
Larry Markkinen.
Yeah, they suck though.
Oh, good team. I'm sorry.
But that's a
Whoa,
great
what's
point
the
though.
question again though?
Like were you talking about how Tatum and Paolo are now big forwards that like
They control the
they
game.
have the game in
Yeah.
their hands as a playmaking forward.
I guess
What's
kind
top-
of Giannis because he got Dame. He still has the ball. Don't get me wrong. I know he
Yeah.
has the ball, but before
'Cause even
Dame,
like Joel Embiid now is the hub when he's
Yes.
healthy and Jokic, obviously, he's got all the playmaking chops to get it done. And I'm kind of just going down his list. And it's
Sengun is the best player on the Rockets. He's kind of a hub, but at the same time,
even
Fred
like
and
Donovan
Green.
Mitchell's been a shooting guard most of his career. Last year, as
Yeah.
basically his career year, he was effectively the point guard.
Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, and they said we need somebody that can get him the ball.
Anthony Davis. Well, we got to make sure he's
Right. 2 game sample size, but Anthony Davis fit right now. But yeah, every other team is like, I guess Jimmy Butler,
the Pelicans.
because he don't touch the ball at all for whatever reason.
But at one point in time,
Hey,
like,
Jovic had more shot attempts in that first
He had-
game than Bam and Jimmy combined.
Jimmy Butler was 7th in the team in touches. Hayward Highsmith touched the ball more than Jimmy Butler in game 1.
Hey, so
That's crazy,
are we
bro.
getting a motivated Jimmy or a clocked out Jimmy waiting to hit free agency?
We'll find out today,
Well, if
I
he
think.
clocked out, that bag ain't gonna look how you want it to look.
Unless he get
I
traded
think
before the
I
season
think the
starts.
Nets will have some money for him
They still
regardless.
They
Give him
got
40+
Hornets
million
tonight.
dollars?
We'll see what type of Jimmy we
now the maximum, I don't know, but I think he has some money out there waiting for him regardless.
get. Yeah, he'll get the
He'll
respect
be in the
back.
league,
Yeah.
but
No. I'm saying like he's gonna have good money.
Yeah, he gonna get that
You
respect
said he'll be
back.
in the league.
Imagine he just fell out
Right.
completely. Treating him
That's-
like he fucking.
And I'm gonna say this right now,
Lonnie
live on
Walker.
here. I'm gonna announce this. That's why I ultimately have to let go of my series. So usually I wait for Sim Gaming Network or Celtic LG Attention to Detail to kind of come up with the sliders and rosters, and I do my series. I just was ready, so I started and I did it with 2K, and I did some sliders
Right.
from last year that I tried to translate with. But I went through the offseason, and now I'm at the beginning of the season. Rudy Gobert is sitting in free agency. I took control of every 30 team. I can't sign him to nobody. They
Yeah.
don't have money.
Yeah.
So I'm announcing this on the show for anybody that got this late. When
Well,
I
the
get
thing is-
home, I got to do one. I'm gonna do one last sim, and then I got to start a new one.
Basically, what's gonna happen? Because you probably know this already, though. 2 days to the season, somebody will pick him up for a minimum, and now he'll play for a minimum contract.
That's gonna be
somewhere.
crazy.
It will be very crazy.
'Cause it's gonna
seen
be
Who
great
was that in
players.
our league? We had Bradley. Oh, it was Bradley Beal.
No, it's
Somebody-
Patrick Williams.
Oh, Patrick
Patrick
Williams.
Williams.
He
Wasn't
wanted
James
like $100
Harden?
million.
Somebody
or
was sitting
something.
in free agency because they wanted like 30+ mil
Yeah.
and nobody could
D'Lo
afford
was
it.
sitting in free agency.
D'Lo was
Oh,
too. Yeah, it
D'Lo
was D'Angelo
was.
Russell.
Yes.
He wanted
So
30
yeah,
M.
before you start your league, you got to play with those sliders so that doesn't happen.
Wait, say that one more time.
Look, he's scared.
But no, I
But
should've
no,
just
it might
text-
not matter for him.
Yeah, you should.
It
So
might not
look-
matter for him because he'll have 30 users.
That's
it's
another
not-
thing.
Still, if Patrick
I was
Williams,
looking at
the
the sentence.
He's not
Oh,
going to
I
accept
see what
15.
you're saying. I see
Because
what
I
you're
seen
saying.
it said it was like the players that deserve a minimum, like they'll ask for that. It was just kind of like the balance of that,
Yeah.
and they had a salary curve. I didn't know what the hell they put the salary curve on.
So I just downloaded. Sim Gaming Network just sent me they new shit that they added. I would tell you to use that, but your people is gonna be thrown off because what they do is they zero out intangible, and so it makes the overalls drop completely. But they play the same.
I mean, it's intangible. Like if you play 2K, you know what intangibles does nothing.
It does nothing.
That- I think they had a year-
IQ probably isn't going to really affect anything.
They had a year where you
They
do a
don't-
workout.
but intangible doesn't do
Yeah.
anything. It literally they tested it. It doesn't do anything. But like when they say
It
we
raised your
updated
overall.
somebody, when we updated
Yeah.
Lonzo, they just rose up the intangible because it makes the overall go up.
I remember they had a year where you do a workout, it raises your intangibles, and I don't think it just raised your overall. Like it was dumb.
So when I went to the roster, and I'm used to them doing this, but even when I went to the roster this time, I'm like, huh? His overall that low? Like I think maybe Paolo is like an 82. So I text him. I'm like, are we sure that these overalls ain't gonna do a damn thing to how they perform? He like, no, trust me. The tendencies and the badges are right. He said, you know what? To prove it, simulate and let me know how to get back. I simulate. Paolo is an 81. This motherfucker was averaging 28 points a game. I'm like, how? That's how crazy 2K is, where it's like, we be so obsessed over the ratings, but it don't be meaning shit. It's more about tendencies. And then his point is like, would you rather have, if you made a my player, would you rather have maxed out badges or a 99 overall with a few badges? You're going to want all of the badges. So it's like, so I'm going to start a new series with those rosters. I just don't know what team to use. Y'all got any ideas?
The Pistons still don't look good. They look better, but they still
That's
don't look
true.
good.
They a mess, though.
We ain't do no
Yeah.
Hornets one.
They too. I would do that. That would be too easy. I got my main piece. I got Brandon Miller. They would be too easy. Mark Williams would be healthy. We'd be in the playoffs.
The Nets.
Bulls.
I'm thinking about the Bulls. I just don't know where to trade Zach.
Trade him to LA.
I think he's going to LA. I think the Clippers are going to be solid
think
enough
he's
to
going to
convince
the Clippers,
themselves to
yeah.
buy into somebody.
Yeah.
He may go to your Lakers too,
I
but
don't think so.
We
It would
just
cost
don't
them too
got.
much.
We just don't got nothing to give.
D'Angelo and Rui.
The Bulls
We
aren't
don't give it up
expecting
Rui now.
much back out.
You
of
like Rui.
Nah.
He went from hating Rui to we ain't giving him up.
D'Lo, hey, I pack D'Lo bags for you, but y'all don't need a 10th guard on the roster.
That's tough, ain't it?
Yeah.
Pack his bags for him.
Where can y'all trade those 2 pieces and those 2 first-round picks?
I was also
No, they
thinking,
got 3 first-round picks.
Was it 3 tradable?
I was
now?
also thinking about Portland. Bro, so
Jeremy Grant?
y'all last episode I talked about James Harden and y'all was like, no, remember he signed an extension? No, James Harden has a player option where he could be a free agent this year.
Really?
Yes. It was 2 years, $70 million and a player option for next year.
Why did I remember it's 330 or 390?
No, it's 270.
I
'Cause I
remember him
Googled
was
it.
getting overpaid. I'm like, damn.
I went into the
James.
thing. I'm like, let me see if I got to upgrade his contract. And no, I went to Spot Track and it said 270
Oh, wow.
with a player option for next year. So he can decline that player option going right back into free agency.
It's not bad. Because the Kawhi deal is going to look bad, I think, for a while. But if he's
We haven't
off
talked
real
about
like
that. The report.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They fired the trainer. Forget his name. They
now
fired-
he's suing them.
he's suing, and with him suing, he's
Randy
saying
Shelton.
Randy Shelton. So Shelton is saying that he was wrongfully fired, number
Yep.
one, and it was a part of him looking out for the interests of Kawhi Leonard because the team does not prioritize the long-term health of their players. They just want them to go out there and put winning over everything.
They said it was unsafe and illegal. I think that's a big thing.
Yes,
Illegal?
unsafe for his livelihood or the future of his life or something like that. Because his injury, he should have been out for 700 plus days, I think it said.
Mhm.
And then the Clippers were not, they weren't going for that.
I wish I could get into everything. I thought about making a video about it because it's like a lot
It's
of
a lot.
documents and stuff.
And that's what makes it tough, though, because it's like his word versus Clippers'
Theirs.
word. Because they refuted it. They said he's lying. So it's
Yeah.
like, where do we sit as people that cover the sport? How do
just
we,
just
other than the picture of him in Costa Rica?
just reporting that. Literally just saying that
You
his
just got to wait
history-
for the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Lawsuit to prove everything. I mean, you just got
I
to
mean, not necessarily. It won't prove what's right or wrong. It's a civil case.
They could give
Oh, true.
could they give him some hush money?
They could
Like, here, man, you win. Just shut up.
settle out of court.
Stop talking about this shit.
Yeah, definitely could happen, but I'm not sure exactly what's going to go down. Again, we all miss Y, though.
We do.
We all miss Y.
Yeah.
So when I called Z Zach, it was a
They
problem.
call
We call him
Kawhi Y.
Kawhi Leonard nickname is literally Y.
Yes.
I ain't never heard nobody
Paul
call him Y.
George literally is called him Y.
You don't be locked
Yeah.
in.
But I call Zach. It's a problem.
Hey,
His name is not Zai. It's nasty.
y'all see how James Harden happy about his role.
100%.
He is.
I love me some James Harden, man. I love some heliocentric basketball. Let's go hoop and let me just be. Y'all just stand and watch me work.
Who y'all got? Who gonna get their first dub tonight? Hit them on the Clippers. Them on
Them
the
and the
Nuggets since they going
Give me
against
the
each other.
Clippers.
I'm going to take Nuggets.
I got
Big
Nuggets.
Jokic finna dominate
Best player on the
Zubac.
court, yeah.
He was the best player on the court against the Thunder.
Shit.
Until the game
I
actually
mean,
got
Chet,
going.
I'm saying Chet was the best player on that court, brother.
And the result, but if we win in that game, you would have said that the Nuggets got the best player.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But
Love is blind.
Oh, man. Mike, what do we do when they do the Love is Blind talk? We just chill?
Yeah, I
episode?
try to listen
you
in
watch
to
it
pick
yet?
up anything so I could bring it to my girlfriend and she think I'm like cool.
Oh, you locked in?
yeah, she think I'm
right.
locked in.
So I did my research on the Tyler situation. It's messy.
Very messy.
Like the soccer player. Messy. He's a damn fool. He's
Is
a
this
clown.
this the dude we was talking about last time?
Yes.
Yeah.
That got like kids?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I know exactly what
Yes.
you're talking about.
So the girl he had the kids with came out. So y'all think y'all was watching the videos of like just a like accusation. This girl actually confirmed.
No, yeah, I saw her video.
Okay. Yeah. Crazy, man. He's a loser.
Did he not know he was on TV?
That's my point.
Did he not know he was on TV?
That's what I'm saying.
Also, what was he gonna do? Was he just gonna abandon the kids?
Yes, that's why he's a loser.
That's so crazy.
She said like at this point she's just waiting to see if he can say hi to the kids and help them in any way. So I'm like, he's a loser.
How would you go?
He did that to go on TV.
That shit don't even make sense.
A grown man did that to go on Love Is Blind.
You was gonna abandon your kids to go on TV.
Love Is Blind is cool because I don't have shit else to do. Or I didn't have shit else to do because I was waiting on the season. It's not that great of a show to abandon your kids. No show is
No.
that great, but damn, you're going on Love Is Blind. You're not going on there again. No show is good enough, but I'm not gonna give a damn about this man. I don't give a damn about this man halfway into the season.
It's just mind blowing that he went on there with the facade as that he didn't have kids. And then he went on there.
Wanted to have kids with that girl. He would have impregnated that girl on that show if she was with it, I believe.
Yeah, and then he tells her that they're donor kids. Your kids are gonna see that one day. Your kids are gonna see that. When
I
they
seen
get
the pictures, man. That boy looked just like this man.
Yes,
man. Looked just like this man.
Split image of him.
Literally.
Your son is gonna see that,
and your son should knock your fucking teeth out your mouth.
Unfortunately, he ain't old enough to do it yet. But yeah.
No, I'm saying when he is. Your ass is a loser.
Your kid got to go to school. His classmates.
You why they say men ain't shit.
His classmates gonna be like, your dad didn't even want you.
That's crazy. Hopefully, I mean, kids are mean, but they ain't that mean. They mean like your shoes.
You
dirty.
remember they was talking about Chris Paul's daughter? Remember they was like, that's why your daddy ain't make the finals.
That's crazy.
They say that's why your daddy lost in the finals.
That's crazy.
She said
that's why your daddy got to go to rehab because he's addicted to going to the finals and he ain't went back. Oh,
they talking about when you call your dad, he never pick up because he got 0 rings.
Your daddy went vegan and he still can't stay healthy.
Bro,
Kids could be mean as
kids is crazy.
But they ended up getting married. They said I do.
Yeah. The real life. What do we have any update on the real life stuff?
No, I think everybody's been keeping it hush until the reunion.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Once the reunion come out, we'll know everything.
I hope the reunion. You remember is the reunion new than the show?
Yes.
That's when they have everybody come together like
No,
at the
I
end.
know, but
It's
all of this is so recorded so long ago that
Yeah,
I
but
hope
they
the
wait-
reunion.
I never. No. This.
Yeah,
so
they
at
wait
the
a
end they
little
do
bit.
it, like kind of how they do it on what's that show? 60 Days In.
Yeah.
How they have it at the end where everybody comes in and they talk
Yes.
about what happened.
No.
That's what it's like.
I know. Yeah. But what I'm saying is they recorded the show approximately a year ago.
Okay.
I want to know if the reunion was 4 months after the year ago, or is it like was it earlier this month? That's a big drastic difference. Because if it was earlier this month, then those details are not added. If it was a couple months after they shot the entire show, a lot of the shit we talking about today, they won't be accustomed to.
I see what you're saying.
To seeing going on. So hopefully it was rather recent so that these conversations could be had.
She liked the comment in one of her comment sections saying that like
you into the T.
she was
Call
it
him
was like
TT.
He getting messy.
somebody had commented, y'all, we need to wait until the reunion. We don't know what details she know and what details she don't know.
So maybe the reunion is recent if she liked it.
Yeah.
Because we'll then see something. So I hope so.
Yeah.
Um,
Because she's not talking about anything. She's waiting on the show to come out. Which
the show probably told her as, don't you say nothing.
yes.
Because we need our views to be up.
Yeah. You got that NDA. Then once they come out, once the reunion, they could probably then talk about everything.
She gonna get her bag. She gonna probably start a YouTube channel and have,
Yeah, TikTok's gonna be going crazy.
Yep.
And all that.
Hey, homie with the 2 braids. Talk to me.
Oh yeah, he called off the divorce. He not the divorce. He called off the wedding.
Another loser. So
he
he just
was.
went on the show for some ass. I could
It seemed
have.
like
I
that.
could have. He could have called me. Came to Chicago. I would have got him some ass real quick. I got pulled.
Yeah.
You're going on a whole TV show, Love Is Blind, to have sex. She's saying you got to wear a condom because you don't have kids, but you don't want to wear a condom, but you don't want to have kids. I'm so confused on these dudes thinking.
And he's trying to tell her to take birth control, but she's like, no, I
It
don't
makes
want
it.
to.
Which if he dealt with women, he would know.
The hormones and
Right.
birth
Come on.
control fuck with their body.
So
and
come on. If you
should never
don't-
try to persuade a woman to take birth control.
If you don't want to have kids, wear a condom.
Yeah. If she wanted birth control, she would have been on birth control.
Plain and simple. And when she first brought it up, this is what blows me about him. Oh no, I would never ask you. He starts off like he
Yeah.
a sweet.
You got a look
dude,
kid face.
and his ass a lame.
Yeah. That's just that whole situation was kind of iffy. That kind of made me feel like their relationship wasn't really gonna work because his body language after that kind of started. to
About
change.
sex.
Yeah, and because when she asked him, "What you gonna do if like I ever had cancer and like we can't have sex regularly?" He was like,
That's something I
"Wow."
have to think about.
Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to think about. And I'm like, what?
Bro, that's why I could never be like embarrassed or have enough pride to go on a show where even a radio, when I be listening to the radio and you hear people bring up their relationship problems or just, I could never be that one to like just put that on the air for everybody to hear.
I think you could because I don't think you would be a jackass like him.
Yeah, she even
I
said, "What if
understand
we-"
not wanting to let your personal
Yeah.
shit out. I
Right.
get that. But I think if you were in that situation, I think you are not a loser like some of these dudes to put yourself in it. I think you would give standard answers that would be acceptable, and we would move on. This dude is saying that because he has to wear a condom, he's calling off the wedding. Essentially, he's going to act like it's more. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want to straight up say that. But like Darrick said, any viewer who watched the show started to see the decline in their relationship.
Once she said that. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was like weird. I'm like, bro, y'all are grown. I think when you're on Love is Blind, this should be a part where you've dated a long time. You're trying to find a husband or a wife because you've done all of this shit. So if he's still fixated on having sex all the time, unprotected
Tinder or
right.
something real quick.
That's
why you got to go on live TV?
You could have came to somebody that got motion, like me or Mari. Motion Man Mari would have, you know what I'm saying?
Because you see, if I'm on this TV show, that means I'm for real. I'm trying to find love.
And I know
and I got
blind.
you messing with my feelings and emotions.
Right. Doing that to women, and then you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna say us four up here ain't shit because of what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy.
She even gave him, what if we do get pregnant? And I go through postpartum and I can't, and the vibe ain't there. And he said, well, that's something I would have to think about. And I'm just like, what? Why do you have to think about this? That's just normal stuff that just happens with women in a relationship.
And really, the cherry on top that makes this show kind of lame for this season is a lot of these people having these issues, but like they're about to get married. When you're marrying somebody and you love, there's so much shit that it's just what it is. If your girl don't want to take birth control because of the home, you're going to put a condom on for somebody that you love, or because you're getting married anyway, you're just going to start to have kids. But to call off a wedding because of sex is still mind-blowing. You are a lame-ass goofy who got 2 braids hanging off the side of your head who deserved
What's
her
his name?
mama.
I want to see
It's a
how he
brother?
look. What's
Yes,
his name? I want to see how he look.
It's a
Ramses.
It's a goofy
Ramses.
ass name.
Ramses.
Ramses.
Wait, what? Ramses.
No disrespect to his culture, his family who named, I don't know where it's been, but because it's him, it's a goofy ass name. And now I like her mom more.
Bro, well, when you said he got them 2 goofy ass braids hanging out the side, I was not. I'm thinking he got like the Josh Hart braids. Oh no.
One of the viral
Long ass rat tail.
One of the viral tweets I said, hey, he wrong, but Marissa even worse because no way she put her faith in this motherfucker. It was that picture. It was that picture.
Damn.
I was not expecting that when you said 2 braids.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he definitely got them 2 motherfuckers just hanging on
He
the
just
side of his head.
Who else got married? Taylor?
Taylor and
Garrett.
Yeah, they was.
I like Taylor.
Cute.
I like Taylor.
I like Taylor a lot.
Taylor got it. Taylor got it.
Yeah,
I like Taylor.
She did the right. I think they did it the right way. She made him wait. Like she didn't want to have sex until they got married.
I agree.
Or whatever.
I agree. And I would have handled it like him. I would have waited.
I'm gonna do it. One of these nights, I'm finna tell Lena to put that on, and I'm gonna see if I like it.
Do it.
You
could be involved in it.
You should do.
I'm not a reality TV
I
guy.
hate
at all,
reality
man.
shows, but the way I feel like it's fun to talk about reality shows more than it is to watch it.
Yeah, y'all say that like we up here watching Laguna Beach, like we watching none. I don't really care for any TV outside of basketball.
It's more so fun to talk about.
But the reality TV is good because you don't have to. Trying to watch The Sopranos or reality TV is a big difference. Yeah. I need to be glued in to what's the other show we was watching?
What you talking about?
Power?
No,
with
The Boys. My Name Is My Name.
Oh yeah.
I'm blanking.
Oh, that's The Wire. The Wire.
You have to be locked in. I like reality TV because I can watch LaMelo workout video. I can text y'all about the topic. I could put together something. And Garrett is doing whatever he's doing with Taylor. But I'm like this. Oh, damn. Okay, now here's a juicy part. Damn. Okay. So how did Vic... he took a post fade on Quentin Grimes.
She don't watch it.
No, watch it by yourself.
She doesn't watch it either.
Y'all could probably have a lot of conversation about it.
Well, Dana don't watch it. I
don't.
watch it by myself.
I don't spend time with my wife at all. So.
Me and
I'm not
watching
starting
it
today.
That's crazy. That sounds like some shit off The Simpsons or Family Guy.
I don't know.
Because Angie definitely got me into it.
I only watch
would've never
one
started.
TV show.
I watch it from when I was going to stadium. The whole
yeah,
office
they
was
was
talking
talking
about it.
about
I'm
it,
like,
yeah.
I got to tune in. But what show?
Simpsons, and it's only because I go to sleep to it. I don't
Yeah.
actually watch.
That's
the
a great show to go to sleep to.
Yeah, it's been
But
that
no.
way since for like 5 years now.
I
night.
would vouch for Love Is Blind. I personally enjoyed the previous season though. That's just me.
I feel like let me see if I tried to, because I remember y'all were talking about it last season.
Yeah, I enjoyed that
Let me
one.
go to
Talking
my
about she
Netflix.
looked like a damn.
I would just be walking
looking like
past
Megan
Megan Lane
Fox.
be watching it.
Their storylines in last season were more like real. Some of this shit, I know it's all. I know a lot of it can be fake and whatever. It's reality TV.
They got some real characters up here.
This season, I feel like it's a lot of fake shit.
Do you think the Steve thing was fake?
Which one's the Steve thing?
Where he was texting Kiki?
Yeah, I watched the entire first episode.
I think that's
of
real
season
as hell.
6.
That's
You know
real
what's the
as
best
hell.
one though? Catfish. Once you get into a mode of watching
No,
catfish,
catfish fake.
It's so fake.
It's
fake.
that's background show too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's background.
60 days in the catfish used to be my like.
no
But
candy
60
no
days
more.
in
So it's
is-
like
Yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's
she
not
left
in
the
there no
show.
more.
But 60 Days In is real. They're actually in jail.
I just
I
don't
always
trust
wondered-
any reality.
I don't
TV
trust
show.
that shit
I
either.
always wondered how. Cause
Nobody. If it's so real, why ain't one real thing like real? It's always about to or can
Yeah.
happen.
Somebody get stabbed
Yeah.
or something.
Well, because the producers are watching it too. So like, if they see some shit getting ready to pop off, they like go get him, bring him out.
You don't always have that luxury in prison, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
because
It's prison.
even the people
Well, it's
that do
jail.
the show and like are
Oh,
the
you're right. It's
Oh, it's
just-
jail, it's not prison.
yeah.
I
But
thought
even
a
the
few
people
times I saw some orange
they say that like the people that are like the what do you call it? The workers in the jail.
Yeah, they are.
They're not aware that you're 60 days.
But like,
in.
yeah, but if the producers called a warden, isn't that what the
Warden, yeah.
warden, and be like, hey, I need to pull him. The warden can easily put in the call and say, hey, get him out of there.
So-
That
how-
sounds
but I-
so much like
But
Yeah.
time out.
he's about to get stabbed.
But I think-
warden. Now the warden got to call this person.
But
But I
y'all
think that
telling me the
also
warden
drive-
don't know, but he's making a call.
No,
to
the
pull.
warden
knows.
The warden knows because usually he's the one that's trying
The
to like.
COs don't know.
No,
the COs don't know.
I think
The
the
COs
warden
don't
knows,
know.
and then like the head of police chief knows.
Yeah,
But I've watched 60 Days In. I like it. But again, I'm with KB on that one where a lot of it look fabricated. Like I see
It
a lot of
do.
shit where it's like,
I think a lot of times reality TV, their editing style is fabricated, and I think that's what.
So how do you
Turns
get the
me
inmates to buy into this? The inmates also have to buy into this as well.
they're fucking actors.
The inmates are
I mean,
actors?
I wouldn't say they actors.
I'm not saying that they are. He's saying, how could you? That's how you could do it. They can be acting.
I don't. If
I
I'm
don't
in
know.
jail, do
listen,
a real
listen,
time.
Listen. I'm not saying they are. He's saying, how could you? I'm saying they could be
What's
actors.
the benefit for them now?
Oh,
What are they getting out of it?
Money?
No,
Yeah,
they're
money.
not real criminals. They would be acting.
So you're saying they're in a real jail, but they're in a section where they're just all actors in there.
I'm
I
not
saw Castanet do a jail stream once.
and it looked very similar to
Well,
their
he was-
shit. It looked their
Yeah.
sales look very similar. I'm just saying.
It's a real set.
I'm not saying that that's what they're doing.
quick
Yeah.
Google search.
You ask how. I'm saying that's how they would do it. I want you to know every reality TV show that you watch,
Yeah.
a lot of it is go
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
go watch Love and Hip Hop.
Oh yeah, I know.
Look at the background. You cannot convince me that that's a real setting. We really went to a random bar in New York to have this pointless conversation.
Yeah,
I don't believe so.
yeah, no, that type of stuff. Yeah, but the 60
This
days.
shit ain't that far off. Because again, we ain't seen not one real. There is some shit that is real. When they be in there smoking that K2 and all of that shit,
Yeah.
that's real. That's real. But I just do think that there are scenarios where I'm like, there was one, we watched it, where the dude was a former quarterback, the black dude.
Yeah, and
He
he talking
in there.
about he walk in there.
Oh,
he just
yeah,
pull.
yeah.
He's doing pull-ups on the
this
bar.
fake as fuck. Like, this
He
fake.
went in there flexing at the beginning.
This fake, man. Just
I thought
fake.
he was being fake. I didn't think the show. I thought he was just trying to put on his persona that he like this big dog in the pod.
I felt like he did that because he knows that this shit is not going to go a certain place. You put them people in a real.
Bro, you know what's funny? I just looking at it like I'm doing my Googles about it, and it's like, do inmates watch this? Because I see all the videos of inmates playing PlayStation, the Xbox, and watching TV in jail. Imagine they watching 60 Days In while you in there with them.
Right.
well, they
They're
don't
like-
release it until.
No, he's just saying like
Oh,
a version,
yeah,
not
yeah.
the extra.
But like, yeah,
episode.
they say they are allowed to watch 60 Days in
How did-
in jail.
So I don't know in that show, are the inmates' faces blurred?
No.
No,
How do they have the rights to film the
I
inmates?
guess you don't have rights in jail. So.
I'm sure they still do have rights.
no, they do. But like,
I
Them
think
men say I'm sure they don't
during
have
the
rights.
show,
You could go there and pour gasoline on them.
Yeah.
But I think they're like there's cameras in jails. No, like
Sure, yeah.
people do come in there and film documentaries and all that type of stuff and do
But
interviews.
those, to KB's point, could be signed off because you're aware you're doing a documentary.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Because
Locked
if
Up Raw.
I see my face all on 60 Days In and I never did anything, but I was just in jail, like
Well,
I
they
would
probably
probably want my cut out, something out of it. Especially if I'm just coming out of a prison.
Or could it be after the fact? Yo, we just did 60 Days In. Y'all ain't know.
Sign this waiver or
Yeah.
something. Maybe.
You could do it
I'm sure there's a
after
way. Yeah,
the
I'm sure they
season.
make it work. I'm just
Yeah.
curious of how it's done.
Yeah.
I'm just mad blowing that y'all think that it's impossible or there's no way that y'all can see it being fake. I'm not saying it is, but like it ain't nothing to get a castanet set and go do this shit. I hope you know that. I don't want you to be thinking that there's no way that this shit is real. I don't know if it's real or fake, but I definitely know that there's ways to be. You think
I never watched it, and I can say that if it's not fake, part of it is 100% fabricated. Like
Y'all ever
every
seen-
reality TV show.
what's
is.
the show where they take the kids? Do they scared?
Beyond Scared Straight.
Beyond
Oh
Scared
yeah,
Straight.
that one. Yeah,
When they
that
take
one
the
I knew
kids.
was a little fabricated.
Yeah, I'm taking Timmy here. Like, yeah, I called my mom out of her name. I tell my mom that she can't buy me no piece of rolls if it ain't got the right sauce in it. When I'm mad, I stick my middle finger up in her face and tell her to do something about it. I don't care.
But I love it when the biggest, baddest dude be like, do that to me, though. And they be getting real quiet.
There was such a contrast. It would be like Mike is that dude. Like, I tell my mom this, and the next dude's like, I sold 7 cars and stabbed somebody.
What
Like,
that dude,
whoa.
he was like, man, comb my chest hair. He combed that chest
He
hair.
was combing the hell out of that shit.
Yeah.
He said, do it slow.
Hell no.
That's how it was when we was growing up watching Jerry Springer.
Oh my
and
God, Maury.
Maury.
Oh, Jerry Springer Moore was so.
Maury
crazy.
was so
Oh,
crazy
man.
because
Bro.
she'd be like, yeah, when my mom gone, I have 3 men come in the house and do whatever. Yeah.
Bro, Benny the Bull was on Jerry Springer.
Was he really?
Yes, Benny the Bull was on Jerry Springer.
Bro, they used to have the girls on there so
Bro, I swear,
OC,
that's what they used to play in
bro.
the barbershop with some Jerry Springer, bro.
That
Bro.
and then all of the sorry to burst this for you. All of those judge shows, they're all fake.
Oh yeah.
I don't care.
Like
I
my-
love them shows.
Me
My
too.
dad's
Judge
friend
Mathis.
went on Judge
I
Mathis.
tried to get.
Yeah.
He went
just
on
as
there.
an actor. Yeah.
I tried to get on there so I can watch the show. Like it was.
Oh,
well,
as a background, like a
yeah, like I could be in there
I would
because it's in
definitely go to-
Chicago.
I would love to be on the podium.
It's
What's
in
the other
Chicago.
one? It's
Let's
like the
do it. Let's
Latina
sign
lady.
up.
What happened?
What was the Latina lady name? It was Judge Mathis, Judge Joe Brown,
Judge
Judy.
and then
Judge. One of my favorite is
I
Judge
forgot her
Faith,
name.
Faith Jenkins.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the black
even know who
lady
that
and
is.
the
You talking about the older black lady?
I'm talking about this Latina.
And it's even more confirmed fake now because now Steve Harvey has replaced Judge Mathis.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Judge Mathis used to be like.
so what's the name of the show? Judge Harvey?
I forgot. Let me look it up.
Oh man.
Her right here from the People's Court.
Oh yeah, I remember her. I never.
Yeah.
It is called Judge Steve Harvey, by the
Yeah,
way.
Judge Steve Harvey.
Wow.
I didn't look. What's her name?
I
didn't
got
know she was
forgot her
Latina.
name. It was because Judge Mathis.
Marilyn Millen.
Yes. Because she did the one in New York, and then Steve Mathis did the one in Chicago.
Mhm.
Bro, they used to go on there, bro. Judge Mathis shit was so funny because it had his intro. I was a felon when I was growing up. Bro, I was in and out of jail. And then he'd stop and cross his arms.
Yeah.
And Judge Mathis, his shit was good because I used to think it was real when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
He'd be like, that brother in that street, them streets ain't about nothing. I did that. I went to jail.
He's a
My
real
mama
judge,
had to
too.
come see me. Come here and give me a hug. I'm letting you off, but if I ever catch you back in here, I'm putting my foot in your ass.
I saw
And
that.
they
I saw a
crying
clip of
and they
him
hug.
at the airport. Did y'all
Who?
see that clip? He was getting interviewed by like TMZ or something like
Because he
that.
getting a divorce?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. He was
yeah.
really distraught about that. And he was like giving words of advice. He's like, I put my work in front of my wife for 40 years and she finally had enough.
Take notes.
But actually,
ever
he
do
said recently they've been hanging out.
Okay.
Take notes, Gabe.
So,
Tell me, I couldn't go to the Punky Path. I had to record.
but maybe not. Hopefully they can rekindle that. I
I
mean,
hope so.
40 years is a lot
40
of
years is a lot.
time.
They're going to rekindle.
What do you
it.
even do after?
Yeah. I mean,
60 with Tinder?
he gonna
Yeah, I
be
looked on the
he
age
gonna be on
before.
Love Is Blind.
Oh, you crazy.
They need to have a Love Is Blind. Hey, if they have a Love Is
Seniors?
that show, they could never do because the seniors would be too real. They open up the thing. I ain't know she's gonna look like that. They would be cutthroat.
Yeah.
They'd be cutthroat. That's why I want to go on there just for some acting shit because I
Yeah.
want to give a genuine reaction. Like your ass are like that. No, run back. Open up this. I'd love to do some fake reality TV show shit. I'll really sell it.
I know you would.
It is crazy. It is good. A lot of people after that show, they become like influencers just because they grow such a big platform after being on TV.
That boggles my mind.
That they become influencers immediately.
Not
after.
one of them. I don't give a fuck about any of these people.
Yeah.
To be an influencer, people have to want to know what you're doing, your opinion, and keep up. I have no interest in any of these people outside of.
I can remember
being on the
Jess
show.
from the last season.
Which one was Jess?
Jess, the one that they made, that she was like the fine one.
Yes.
She has 1.4 million
Well,
followers on Instagram.
I thought when I watched the show and looked her up, she had a little motion.
Yeah, and then the other.
Let me
girl-
see how she look again though. Forgot.
She had a little motion like Mari. Oh, my eyes can't see that.
It's red right there.
Oh, I see that though.
She ain't gonna notice your brother. Your baby birthday tomorrow. Relax.
Derek is the best Instagram follow though. He's gonna like everything on the timeline.
Oh, she cool.
He's gonna add.
She
to
look
your
like
total,
Brittany.
man.
You think so?
I'm gonna be careful with my words, but like, your girl texts you. The influencer white girl look is manufactured. It's all the same. It's kind of like a BBL. BBLs just all look the same.
Yeah.
And that bad right there, I see.
Some look better than others.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But the good BBLs all look the same though.
True.
And the bad ones all look the same. too. That right there, I see that on my timeline
Yeah.
now, or on Twitter or whatever. I see it all day.
But then Amber also did her thing.
Let me see Amber.
After.
Oh, you ain't double like Amber. It's a sister. What you got
What?
against a
No,
sister?
you crazy? I didn't even see those pictures.
He ain't double liking nothing. Hey man, we gotta have a conversation. I'm finna like an Amber picture because you need to show some love to the sisters. Boom. There
That's
you go, Amber.
crazy, D.
And he like one from 2022.
I forgot who Amber was with.
She was with
I liked Amber. She was
with the black dude that he was like, damn, what did he do? I can't remember.
I remember her, but I
Yeah,
can't remember her guy. I can't remember her guy. I one of the things I do love about Love Is Blind, a lot of the girls be real sweethearts. That's why when these dudes be doing this dickhead shit. Now, don't get me wrong. What's old girl? I had 100 bars for a girl.
Megan?
No, Hannah. Because I thought Hannah was a
He's
sweetheart.
killing me every time he say I got 100 bars for him.
I had 100 bars for Hannah. She tricked me. In the pod, she would have got me. In the pod, she was a sweetheart. Get out of the pod, a monster. But a lot of these girls be sweet. They open up to tell you their stories and all the shit that they've been through. Then they got their parents and friends vouching for this shit. And then you see these dudes be like, no, I would never do that. And dude like, we can't have unprotected sex? No way. I mean, her father abandoned her and shit. And he's like, I would never do that. I know what she's been through. Can't have unprotected sex? I'm gone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got too much of a heart. I can't hear. I would just not mess with you at all.
Yeah. I mean, at that point.
I can't hear nothing like that and be like, I'm finna do the same shit. I got some type of decency. I ain't perfect, but damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. But it's been a great episode. How long that was, Austin?
Oh, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. let's get outta
2:30.
here.
We gave so much basketball talk, man.
It's a lot of Love Is Blind.
Appreciate y'all.
But luckily for y'all ain't blind. Open up them eyes and trying to fall in love. That's a gem. Like I'm Jones.